Hello! Welcome back, everybody, to Dress to Quest. I'm Nathan, I'm the DM here, and you're watching us on Gen Con TV. For those of you just joining us, we're an actual play D&D show, and we all dress up in cosplay as our characters, or in my case, as whatever I'm supposed to be. And for this week, as well as the following weeks, we have a special guest. And so let's get into our player intros here. And yes, you are joining us tonight for the Showdown with the Maw of Sekolah is the name of this episode. Let us go to our introductions. So, let us start with James, if you don't mind.
Sure. My name is James. I am normally over on another channel. I'm the lead GM over at Tabletop Misfits, and they have given me the opportunity to play a character. I'm so excited to continue to play Brox, the dwarven monk of the open palm, with crazy lizard folk abilities. It's fantastic.
Indeed. And our next player we have is Chris.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Chris, and I play Aizen Marley, human Termitian wizard. And I won't make any underwater jokes today, but we are definitely underwater.
That'll just allow us to get to the butt kicking of the shark sooner. Next up, we have Amy.
Hey everybody, I play Chinyar. I am an Eladrin cleric, and I don't have any jokes either today because usually Chris starts us off, so I'm a little disappointed, but we'll see what happens.
Well, there's always next week. Next up, we have Eric.
Hey guys, I'm Eric Wahlberg. I'm playing a Rune Knight fighter and a College of Swords bard, and I was going to tell a fish joke just for the hell of it.
Oh. Okay, next we have Space. Oh, no, don't laugh. Just
Don't encourage him.
I'm sorry. What's up, guys? I'm Stace. I am playing Aspen, the Asimar Hexblade Warlock Divine Slow Sorcerer. Yeah, I'll just mute myself.
Okay. And last but not least, we have Josh or Winged Horizon.
Hi everybody, I'm Josh, known as Winged Horizon online, and I play Shifty Capone, the real Malone, or you may call me Captain Shifty. So, we are ready to kill some sharks today. Let's go fishing.
Indeed. All right, well, with all of that out of the way, let us do a very quick recap and jump right into this because we're right in the middle of something here. So last we left off, our heroes had made their way inside the Sahuagin fortress, their objective being to find this demonic two-headed shark and eliminate it before the assault on the Sahuagin fortress commences. The worry being that this massive shark could wreak havoc on the allied fleet that is coming in for this assault. As you were pushing through the fortress, though, just before arriving at the temple, being led by Duthine, this Triton warrior that you had saved from the prisons below, you heard an alarm horn rise up within the fortress. Shifty, acting quickly, grabbed onto his sending stone that was connected to the commander, Eleander I don't remember his name, Fireborn, I think. But Eleander. And as you activated the sending stone to contact the commander, Eleander seemed to be a bit distraught, saying that their position had been compromised and they were already commencing the fight, urging you to get to the shark as soon as possible before it ruins all of your plans. With that in mind, you rush through the fortress, alarms blaring around you, the sound of Sahuagin going to arms. Coming around the corner, Brox and Aspen saw some Sahuagin coming out of a barracks, getting ready to pounce on you and stop your forward progress. But Brox and Aspen mainly Brock's using these strange spectral hydra heads that appeared out of his arms, was able to pull down the stone ceiling blocking the passageway of the Sahuagin that would have attacked you. All of you got in position around this temple knowing that the shark was waiting on the other side, and before you could commence the attack, the door burst open, and standing on the other side was a Sahuagin priestess, and swimming behind it, barreling towards you, was this two-headed shark, Volric standing there in the doorway. And then we kicked off combat. As combat commenced, though, some of you pushed into the room, mainly Brox, darting into the room up towards the shark, nailing some good hits on it, and then it suddenly unleashed this bout of writhing tentacles covered in mouths. It lashed out at everyone in the room, dealing you some damage. And before Brox could recover from this, it unleashed some sort of psychic scream that you all heard in your heads. And as Brox reeled back, all he could hear in his ears was that continuation of the scream, causing him to be deaf. And as he wheeled around towards his allies, we saw that Brox's eyes had become entirely black, and black ichor was dripping out of them, also blinding Brox. That is where we left off. Shifty is squirreled away up at the top of the temple, getting ready to hopefully do some sort of surprise attack. But let's jump right into this. So, let me...
We shouldn't. I believe the sharks in land as well, because we have a wizard who's...
Oh, yeah. What am I even... Oh, my God. That was like one of the biggest moments. I can't believe I forgot that. I know. I'm sorry. You say... I don't know. Maybe it was wishful thinking on my part of like, oh, maybe it didn't happen. No. That's right. Ayuze doing one of the most amazing things, I think, was using Archive, looking through Archive's eyes, this floating book. Ayuze cast the spell Control Water, and all of the water in the room got pushed up against the walls, and this massive two-headed shark flopped down onto the floor, being beached amongst this temple, its two heads writhing about, and that is when it unleashed this psychic scream. So, with that, there was a couple of questions when we ended last session that I did want to quickly clear up. Yeah, for the sake of this, the shark is prone. I mean, it can't do anything. It's flopped on the ground. It can't move. But you have seen it is still dangerous. It still has the ability to lash out these tendrils, and it seems to have some sort of psychic scream it can do. With that, though, alarms blaring, battle commencing. We're gonna kick this thing right off. And yes, we're playing in Roll20 for Barry Crimmingham. Thank you for asking. We're going to kick this thing right off. So first up, we have the Sahuagin priestesses who get to go. So, Volric, Chenyar, you're standing there in the doorway. This Sahuagin priestess, you see it kind of darting its eyes about with all of this water being pushed aside. What can she do? I think she's going to...
Are they also impacted by the water being pushed aside?
Not in the amount of time that it would actually matter for a combat. So,
okay.
But good asking.
One quick reminder, Nathan.
Yeah.
When these guys are assessing threats, currently I'm still a Sahuagin.
Indeed, you are.
No, not whether or not there's communication that I'm not a Sahuagin, but they don't know necessarily I'm a fighter.
Yeah.
Right.
So the Maw of Sekolah, the two-headed shark, seemed to see past the disguise as it locked eyes with you before the water was pushed aside, and when it unleashed those tendrils, they slammed into you. So the priestess seemed to suspect there's something off. Yeah, I mean, she's just going to do the best thing she can right now. She's going to slam the staff down into the ground as Spirit Guardians is cast. A bunch of writhing mouths. Can you see her, Ayuze?
Through Archive.
Okay.
I would like to counterspell that.
it fizzles out as she slams the staff down. Looking about frantically, she slams it again, and she immediately cries out to the others in the room in the language none of you can understand as she cries out. And they seem to take note of that. The other two... Shoot. What can they even do? Yeah, they're gonna go for... They're going to like take their stabs and point them towards Chenyar, and they're both gonna fire guiding bolts at Chenyar. As this kind of sickly green light shoots across the room past Brox. Brox, you kind of feel heat course past your face. So Chenyar, here come the two attacks on you with guiding bolts. Here we go. Oh no, is my... That's right, Roll20 was acting weird for me the other night, and for some reason it's not rolling, and I don't know why. That's fun. Alright, I'll just manually do this because I don't want to take up time on the stream. Oh right, I can't even roll the d20s. What is going on?
Sounds like you might need to refresh.
Well, this happened... Yeah, I can try. Just to move things forward though, can somebody just roll 2 d20s for me, please?
Sure.
Two ones.
Haha. Please
hold
roll
on.
it in the...
I got you, yeah.
Okay, perfect. A 16 and it will take Volric's 12. So, Shifty rolled a 16. Oh, you added the plus... Oh, what?
I didn't add anything, sorry. I just rolled twice.
Okay, I'll just go with Volric's then, sorry. So Volric, you rolled a 12 and a 17. So, Chenyar, does a 16 hit?
No,
How about a 21?
that will hit.
Okay, so one of the bolts you manage to step aside, the other one slams into your chest, illuminating you in that light, and you take... Volric, can you roll 4d6? Yeah, 4d6 for me, please?
Oh shit. Oops.
That's okay. Oh, nice. Thank you, Volric. 15
Sorry.
points of radiant damage as it slams into you, Chenyar. And you now have advantage on the next attack roll against you is at advantage. All right. They will then... They're just going to position themselves in front of the shark. Getting into position. Okay, that was the priestesses. That takes us to Duthine. Duthine, from her position, she is going to... Ooh, she would... Okay, she's gonna, she looks back at you, Aize, before making a move, kind of rearing back on the massive sea lion that's now just, like, flopped down on the ground, as it... she looks back at you and, says, I assume you want to stay back here?
Oh, most certainly.
All right. And she's just gonna hold her action, so she will hold her attack action if anything comes close to you, to protect you. Chenyar, you are up.
Okay, so I am going to first cast Bless.
Okay.
And I can target 3 creatures for the Bless.
Okay.
So I will target Volric. I will target myself. And I will also target, let me see who's near me and who hasn't gone yet. I will target Aspen.
Aspen. Okay, so you, Volric, and Aspen are all blessed. So if you all can remember that. And Chenyar, you are now concentrating on the bless spell. And Aize, you are concentrating on control water. Okay.
Okay. And I will also, let me see. Just do cast bless, so it shows up.
Perfect.
I can't cast Spiritual Weapon as a bonus action because I cast Bless, and that is a first level spell. So, let's see where my position is. I am going to step back a bit.
Okay.
I know it's going to give me an attack of opportunity, but I also don't want to be hit by all three of them again. So I will move 5, 10, 15 here, where I'm not in direct line of sight.
Okay, so one attack of
and
opportunity.
And take the attack of opportunity so that I'm not hit 3 times again.
Okay, this will be...
Armor class is 19.
Okay, 22 to hit, so you take 2 points of slashing damage, and I need you to make a concentration check for me. Concentration saving throw.
Okay. And since I gave myself Bless, I also add a d4 to that.
Correct.
So
oh yeah, you're fine.
I don't need to roll the d4 then?
No, okay. You just need a 10 or higher. So yeah, she bites out at you, gnashing into your arm, and you have to wrench your arm free as you step around the corner, getting into that position. Okay. Is that it for you,
That ends my turn.
Okay. Volric, you are up.
So you had mentioned that the shark is prone flopping around. Does that mean the shark essentially cannot move?
Oh wait, actually hold on. At the end of your turn, actually it would have been... Hold on. Would it have done that?
Legendary action time?
I think it used legendary actions already.
No, it has legendary actions back. It's at the end of its turn it gets them back. It's gonna... Wait. Okay, go ahead, Volric. Go ahead.
Okay,
yes,
so...
it's prone.
And it cannot move. It looks like it's flopping around. It looks like it can't move itself, correct?
Correct.
Okay, cool. All right, so, as scared as a child as I am, this place must fall. And I'm going to turn back into myself and bring my hands up, and a rune will appear from the palm of my hand in this, of an axe with axes. And then I'm going to use my cloud of daggers on the giant shark on the wall.
Awesome. And what's the... It's only a 5-foot square, right?
5-foot square, yeah. So it just picks up in the middle. Yeah.
Perfect. That's awesome. So you're just going to drop it right on the middle of the shark. Okay, perfect. So the swirling axes appear and start grinding into the shark.
It will not take damage until its turn.
It will not take damage until its turn. Okay.
Unless I were to move it into that hex, which I'm not, because it's going to be already on it.
Okay. So you did that. What else would you like to do with your turn?
Yeah, so I'm going to, as my bonus action, I'm going to go ahead and do Giant's Might.
Okay, so you're going to grow.
Yep.
Okay.
And then I'm going to do an action surge, and I'm going to grapple the priestess in front of me.
Okay. She will make her athletics check.
Your grapple is an attack, so you also get the +4 to bless.
Oh, that's great. It's in your roll? Okay.
She got a 19 with her athletics. Yeah, there's no way. So yeah, you easily grab her as she starts unable to move.
Okay, and then I'm going to move back out of the room to my, well, I guess towards Chenyar.
Okay.
And since, look, as per the rules, I could squeeze into a 5-foot space, right?
Yes, you can. It's just difficult terrain.
Yep. So I'll move on the other side of Chenyar so that Chenyar and I can team up on this priestess if she's so interested.
Okay. So you're moving at half speed while holding her, I believe. Yeah. So do you have the movement to do so? Because
I have 30.
30? Okay, so this is 10. And then to squeeze... oh, no, you could just... Also, you could just move through Chenyar. So yeah, you have the speed. You're right. Okay.
Okay. That's my turn.
Okay, so let me see. So that's 10, 20, 30. So you get to here, and the priestess is dragged along with you out of the room. Okay, that takes us to Aspen. You are up.
I'm gonna move closer to the door.
Okay.
That's about 20 feet. And Brax is still really far from me. He's 15. Unfortunately, I can't do anything for Brax right now. So I'm going to Hexblade Curse the shark.
Okay.
And I'm going to take out my scroll of grease, and I'm gonna target at the shark. It's a 10-foot square, and they all have to make dexterity saves.
Okay, and
or fall prone.
And really quick for the hex, does it just automatically applies to the shark?
Hexblade's Curse is the 19-20 crit range.
Does it make a save or no?
No. This
Okay,
is
cool.
This is an ability.
Got it. And then, sorry, the grease spell. Okay, yeah, the grease spell. It'll easily hit all three of them. The shark is already prone, so it doesn't really do anything. But the other two priestesses will make dex saves.
Yes.
Okay.
DC 16.
Okay, one of them got a natural 20, the other got a 2. So we'll say the one next to Brox slips on the grease as it... What does your grease look like as you cast? Oh, this is from a scroll.
This is from a scroll, yes.
Got it. Okay, so...
Oh, wait. Oh, no. I'm sorry. Can I retcon? I'm so sorry.
Okay.
I do have enough space to get to Rex. I will move up if I, I'm sorry, hold on. I'm gonna move up, and I'm gonna use my Celestial Legacy to cast Lesser Restoration on him.
Perfect.
Taking away the blindness.
Awesome, because they can remove a condition, correct?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So Brox, suddenly the ichor clears from your eyes. There's still a thick amount of goop on your cheeks, but you can still hear that screeching in your head, making you deaf. But you now are able to see. All right, Aspen, anything else for your turn?
That is all I can do.
Good job, Aspen.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. That at initiative count 20. Yeah, let's start there. Let's see.
That means there's no grease, correct?
Correct. At initiative count 20, Volric, you as you're gripping onto this priestess, you suddenly kind of catch some movement at the corner of your eye, and as you look over to where that wall of water is shimmering down the hall, you see dozens of Sahuagin swimming down the hall. There's one commander that seems to be pointing kind of way at the end, pointing as they're all like diverting in different directions. But there appear to be 4 of them that are swimming in your direction and immediately spot you up ahead. So these 4 Sahuagin come swimming down the hall towards you, and I will roll initiative for them to see where they slot in to the combat.
Well, that's exactly why I moved there, to be honest. I figured
Perfect.
we'd be getting flanked soon.
I'm just gonna, for the sake of this, the way this is working, they're gonna be basically 1 movement away from you. Okay, cool. So they are there. I don't know if you can see them, Volric, but they come swimming down the hall. And I'm just gonna put them, even though they're 2 different classes, I'm gonna put them on the same initiative order for simplicity's sake. Ha! They rolled a natural 1. Cool. So they will go last. How appropriate. All right. That takes us to at the end of Aspen's turn, or sorry, at the end of initiative count 20, the Yeah, the Maw of Sekolah is going to unleash another legendary action. It's going to use Feed as those twisting tendrils suddenly burble from within the mouths and on the skin and burst out in all directions in 60 feet. It can only do creatures of its choice, so I guess this is odd. I'm just gonna keep it to line of sight. So Brox, Aspen, and Shifty, go ahead and make that dexterity saving throw for me.
Don't forget you have a +4.
Well,
Aspen.
D4.
D4. Sorry, D4.
All right, Aspen, you succeed.
I believe I'm 65 feet away from the shark.
You are 60 feet away from the shark.
No.
All right, Brox, you fail, unfortunately.
Yeah, I failed once again.
Yeah. And Shifty, see that dex save. 25, you succeed, and I believe you have evasion at this level, so you will not take any damage. So here we go. Only 7 points of slashing damage, so 7 points to you, Brox, and 3 to you, Aspen, as those tendrils whip across the room, latching onto you. Shifty, once more, you were able to duck out of the way quickly before they hit you. Taking us
Are you
to
doing up or down on half damage?
down. Do you get
Okay.
half even for failing that?
Yes, I have
Oh.
evasion as well.
Amazing. So you take 3 points. All right. That takes us to Shifty. You are up.
All right, so currently there's lots of blades spinning around this thing, cutting it up, or axes rather.
Yeah, Volric has summoned these spectral axes that are.
They're spectral. They're not physical.
I
They're
don't.
physical.
Are they physical?
Yeah.
Okay, so they are.
Well, I mean, they do magical damage.
Yeah.
But yeah.
They're physical.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, then I'm not going to do shatter. I take out my bow, and I'm going to go lucky thing, and I believe I'm having a surprise attack since it's or advantage
It
since
knows
it is.
where you are, because I believe you rolled last. I remembered making a note when you rolled your stealth check that you did not beat its passive, so it knows where you are.
No, I mean by it's a prone, so I believe I have advantage. Correct?
Oh,
no,
you know what?
it's distance.
Yeah, it's such a weird ruling, but yes, you do not have advantage because prone targets have disadvantage. at
Melee.
ranged. It's only melee attacks. Yeah.
Oh my gosh! So right now, it's not. If I attack this, I'm not getting sneak attack, sneak damage.
That is correct. Yeah.
I'm
I'll
gonna
give
use
you.
action to try to hide first.
I'm gonna give you this though. I'm gonna give you it's a straight roll in this case because in my head, it makes no sense that you would have disadvantage on shooting this thing. This thing is massive and it's flopped on the ground. It can't like roll out of the way. But you do not have advantage. It's just a straight roll. You still don't get sneak attack, but it is a straight roll if you decide to do a range attack.
I would like to use my bonus action
Okay.
to try to hide first.
Yeah, go for it. 21. You dart behind the altar, and it seems to lose track of you as you pop up and aim at it. It doesn't seem to be tracking you, so you have advantage on this attack.
And I'm gonna shoot it right in the blowhole.
Okay, it doesn't have a blowhole.
Oh my
but-
god!
Oh, I know.
I
what
get to
you mean.
re-roll this, thankfully, because of the night.
Oh yeah, go for it.
I have lucky, so I'm gonna re-roll this natural one attack because, well,
Okay.
I'm lucky.
Yep, halfling trait.
Yes, it is. Oh my gosh, that was crazy. 26, much better.
26 hits.
All right, looks like 15 points of damage there.
15 points of damage. Amazing.
Pierces
The
it
arrow
from
sinks into it. It doesn't really squeal as it doesn't really have vocal cords, but it
gnashes its teeth.
flops around on the ground from the pain. Okay. Shifty, anything else on your turn?
I don't believe so. I have a reaction, but I think I already used that. No, this is a new round. No, at the beginning of the round, I already used my reaction to dodge the evasion. So
Okay.
no.
Okay. That takes us to Brox.
All right. So I've got two Sahuagin in front of me, and then I've got this nasty two-headed shark behind him, correct?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Focus is definitely on the shark. I'm gonna take the 5-foot step around, so I'll take that attack of opportunity by that Sahuagin.
Okay. You are damaged. Okay, so this attack is at advantage because
I
of
am.
their blood frenzy. So here we go. Yeah, only a 12, so I don't think that hits.
Nope, that doesn't hit.
Okay.
All right, and then I'm just going to just pummel this shark as much as I can.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, starting with 2. 26.
That hits. Oh, are you doing?
No, that's
Oh.
I was looking it up. Sorry.
Second one, 26.
Yep, definitely.
And then we're gonna Fury of Blows. 20.
Yes, all of those hit. So go ahead and roll your damage.
I got one more, and 26.
Oh my goodness.
So all 4. All right. So, yeah. So 1, 11. So I'm gonna do this in order. So I'm gonna do
Go
all
for it.
4, and then I'm gonna roll 4 6s because that adds to force damage on top of it.
Wow. Okay.
2, 3, 4,
6 and 6.
and then 4d6. So an additional 15 points of force damage.
Oh my
yeah.
goodness, that was nasty.
Um,
Yeah.
And I'm gonna make sure with because I don't want to deal with him anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna make sure that all of those attacks are connected through the open hand technique, which doesn't take anything. It's just as long as it connects with the Fury of Blows, and he no longer has reactions.
Woo, wow, that just happens as part of your open hand technique? That's
Yep.
cool. Okay, so unleashing this flurry of blows, pieces of that chitinous armor fracturing off of it as you break one chunk of this shell off it, exposing the skin, and you watch the skin kind of bubble and an eyeball peel open and stare right
Cool.
back at you. As you slam your final strike into it, it seems to kind of seize up, and the eye kind of gets popped back into the body of this thing. What else would you like to do with your turn? That was brutal.
I don't have anything else unless I did walk away from here, but there's no reason.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna stay where I'm at
Okay,
and
excellent.
pray to God I don't die.
Excellent. I had a countdown timer here for something. Did somebody have something up?
Rax
Yeah, I
had-
had
Go ahead after you.
Yeah,
say-
Aspen, what did you have up?
on Alter Self for 2 hours.
Oh, okay, no. Somebody else had something up that was like, oh, it was Brox. Yeah, Brox, you had it was the Hydra heads. That's what it was. Okay,
Yep.
so
Oh, okay.
you have 4
Didn't we
rounds
have a
left
hex
of
on it
that.
too?
Explainably like the whole fight.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so incredible round, Brox. At the end of your turn, since you're right next to it, it will. Oh, I thought I gave it. Oh, that must have been a different thing. Okay, yeah. Aize, you are up.
I will cast to Archive
Go for it.
using the second cast, and I will place the fireball here.
Oh God. There. Okay. So you are casting fireball. Okay. I believe that this token here is the fireball radius. Does that look good to you?
Yep, it catches all 3 of them.
Awesome. Okay, so they will all make dexterity saving throws.
All out, Mapira Wamoto.
Excellent.
Oh.
Let me do the priestesses first. I don't think the 13 and a 14.
DC 16.
Yeah, so they both fail.
Can I throw up a prayer?
Yeah, go for it.
I call out, Joaquin, please give me luck today. and I swear I will shower your altar with sweet incense and a new set of silver nipple rings.
Awesome. Go ahead and roll that damage. I believe there's something with prone creatures. They have
29 points.
29 points. Oh my goodness. So both of the priestesses burn up into ash from that explosion. They are both eliminated. So the Ma of Sekolah, I believe it has disadvantage on the save because it's prone.
Yes.
Okay.
It would probably make sense. Yeah.
So here we go.
It's just
It
a
got a
flopping
natural 1. It's going to use one of its legendary resistances to succeed that. So having that damage to 14. As I think what happens is a bunch of those tentacles burst from the side and absorb the fire and burn up and fall on the ground shriveled, dealing less damage to the shark itself.
Crazy carnage vibes right now.
All right, Aize, that was... anything else for your turn?
The structural damage.
From Fireball,
hit
does
the
Fireball do damage to stone? Excuse me.
I don't believe so.
Yeah, I don't think it would, because it's not a concussive blast. It's like a hot burning flame. Okay.
Okay.
Aize, anything else on your turn?
The Triton lady, it's Melina?
Oh, Duthine?
Duthine. Why do I call her Melina? Oh, I even have it written down here. Duthine, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I said, do you mind watching my back? I have a horrible feeling that it's going to be filled with spears in a minute.
She nods. Yes, of course. And she, on her turn, she will wield, she'll pivot you around. Okay. Is that it for you, Aize?
Yep.
Okay. It is now the Ma of Sekolah's turn.
It takes 11 points of damage first.
Got it. It doesn't make a save?
No save.
Okay. As it's getting cut up by those blades, it's going to... Let's see if it gets its entropic wail back. Come on. Yeah! It does. Okay. I think this is a better move than it trying to bite the monk. It only gets 2. It gets 2 of you. I think that's pretty good. Okay. Yeah, it's gonna do it. So, Aspen, you, for the first time, suddenly hear that burbling whisper rise up in your mind as it kind of rises like a tea kettle into a high-pitched wail. And I need you to make a wisdom save, as well as Brock's, as that wail resonates in your mind.
Don't forget the D4, Aspen.
Ooh, Aspen, you resist it.
Natural 20.
And let's see what Brox gets. Come on, Brox. Yeah! Sorry, I'm so mean. Wait, Brox, were you blessed?
No.
You're not. Oh, no!
Oh, he's just deaf.
No, I wasn't.
I'm so
I'm
sorry.
sorry.
He's just deaf. That's it. If he
why-
can't hear anything,
Can I
though-
hear it a second time? Like,
It's psychic, yeah. So
I tried.
luckily you did not fail it by 5 or more. You do not become blinded again. But you do take 23 points of psychic damage. Are you still standing?
Yes.
Okay.
How bad is Brock's luck? Which I'll be asking when my turn comes up.
You said 23?
23, yeah.
Yeah, I'm about half.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
That's
not
not
bad
bad.
at all.
That's not
Yeah.
Sweet.
All right. That was the Mom of Sekolah's turn.
Worse than you.
It's now the one priestess that's left. It is her turn. She, writhing in Volric's arms, desperately reaches out, looking up towards Aize, and is going to cast... Does she have Guiding Bolt? Yeah, she does. She has Guiding Bolt. She's going to cast Guiding Bolt at Aize.
No, she isn't.
Oh my god.
I look at her and I just shake my head.
She just hisses at you. She... I'm many spell slots? She would have done this once. Okay, so she will have cast that at 2nd level, so that fizzles out as she hisses at you. And she's real pissed. Well, at the end of her turn, since the Maw of Sekolah has its legendary actions back, it is going to use Feed once more as tendrils once more burst from it. Once again,
yeah.
Brox, Aspen, and Shifty, go ahead and make those dex saves for me.
Hey, first
nice.
time in a while.
Nice. So Brox, you managed to duck out of the way. Aspen, you take half damage. Shifty, you take half damage.
Did you do your D4, Aspen? I think you're on mute.
Oh, well, I mean,
Anyway.
sorry, Aspen, you
So-
you still take half damage because Brox doesn't take any because he has evasion. You do not, so you still take half damage. And then
Gotcha.
Shifty, you take full damage, but because you have evasion, this will be halved. So here we go. Only 3 points. So, okay, you, both of you take 1 point of damage. Wow. Aspen, are you concentrating on a spell right now?
Alter self. Yes.
Okay, go ahead and make that concentration check for me. Okay, you maintain it.
Okay.
I know.
I would roll really bad on concentration at the.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, that was sad. All right, that was the priestess' turn. That was the thing. And now Duthine is going to whip you around, Aize. That's what you asked for. As the sea lion whips you around, she has her trident, her spear out, and is gonna once more hold an action.
As a note, not that it matters or it might matter, I am holding up the priestess towards Duthane in case she might want to flank and impale the sucker. but-
She is so she
Yeah,
specifically
yeah,
is.
go ahead.
She's following, kind of working with Aize, and I'm assuming that Aize does not want to be put into view of the doorway, which is, I think, his instructions. So, yeah. Yeah, remember Bless? I'm just responding to Barry's comment there. Yeah, that sometimes happens. All right, Chenyar, you are up.
Okay, so if I move here, I think I can still see the monster, as I can definitely see the monster with my sword. So that will also give flanking to Volric. So what I take a look at Brax, and he seems to be like damaged, but he's not dying immediately. So my my action is going to be to cast Toll the Dead at the shark.
Got it.
Okay, and since the shark is injured, it will be, I think, 2d10s, right? So
yeah, if it fails its save. So hold on, let me roll its save. What kind of save is it?
it's a wisdom save.
Wisdom save. Okay, got it. Oh my god, does it burn a legendary resistance on a freaking cantrip?
Do it.
Do it.
Do it. Waste it.
Waste it.
No, it will not. Go for it.
Okay. Yes, the target is damaged.
Come on. Dual 12s. Do it, do it, do it.
That is 14 points of ringing damage in its ears. As a bonus action, I am going to cast Spiritual Weapon, which is 60 feet, and attack it with my Spiritual Weapon as well.
Cool.
So let me do that. Cast Spiritual Weapon.
Giving it a holy whipping.
And I didn't roll a d4 yet, so it is 23 to hit.
That hits.
Do I need my d4?
No, you do not.
Okay.
Is that 11
and-
points?
Yeah. Hold on a second. It just, my d20 just like freaked out and
I see 11.
just like completely disappeared from my screen.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much came through on the
Well,
damage.
Yeah, on roll 20, I see 11 points of force damage. What
11 points of force damage.
What does your spiritual weapon look like?
Oh, so as she casts her spiritual weapon, it is also a scimitar. However, it is not lit up like this scimitar. It is a black, shadowy scimitar.
Nice.
And as she reaches out with her hand to cast it and grasp it, it's almost as if like it's in air and she's holding the scimitar with her hand, from far away, and then striking. So, and then she'll say some arcane words, which in a language you guys don't know. It's Sylvan. And that's what it kind of looks like.
Awesome. As that shadow scimitar carves into the side right next to Brock's, Brock's, you see the some of the chitinous armor fall off once more, the flesh peeling apart, revealing ribs within, and underneath the ribs you can just see this like wet, writhing mass of tendrils. All right. That was.
And then she will. Yep. Then the last thing I will do is I will turn back to Volric, and I will say, "End her now."
Okay.
And look at the priestess.
Okay. That takes us to Volric.
Right. I give her the I give her that Hulk smile, that grunt from Avengers. When he said Hulk smash, and I let go of her, and as a free action, I draw my blade, which will glow. And I say, "Defilers, slavers, on this day, you are the prey." And I'm going to swing at her. And because I have flanking, it will offset my disadvantage. So it will be even.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. And the D4.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and the D4. Yeah. We were just chatting about that on Twitch, and I forgot already. So, yeah, thank you. All right. So here we go. Here's the attack. Normal. Okay, so it's 14 plus 4, so 18.
Yeah, that definitely hits.
Okay, so that's 20 points of damage. I am using my my blade flourish as well, which is my defensive flourish. So I'm gonna have a plus. What did I get here? Which one is which? Where's my blade flourish? Looks like blade flourish is the second die, so it's only plus 1 armor class. So I have a plus 1 armor class for a round.
Okay, awesome. So as you carve your big sword down into her, she manages to stop it just short before it cleaves her in half, pulling it out of her shoulder. But she's looking really hurt. All right. Anything else for you, Volric?
That'll be it.
Okay.
With that, Chinyar's gonna go.
Oh, actually, that won't be it. I'm going to move 10 feet towards the Salwagon.
Okay, so she will, in retaliation, she'll try to bite you.
Yep.
That's the best she can do. No way with a 14.
Okay,
okay, so you move towards the Salwagon.
Yep.
I'm going to slightly... Sorry, forgive me, Volric. I am going to slightly change the orientation of these guys, but it's... Yeah, they would have been going in that formation. Okay, so Volric, that was your turn?
Yeah. And as a bonus action, I'm going to go ahead and cast a word of healing on myself.
Okay, go for it. The healing casts on you. Aspen, your turn.
I would like to drop concentration on Alter Self.
Okay.
And I'm going to spend a second level spell slot to cast Blessed on the rest of the team.
Nice.
So Shifty, Fish Lady,
Duthine.
Brox. Yes, I'm sorry, I cannot
What's the
remember her name.
range? What's the range on Bless?
60, isn't it?
It is 30 feet, so I can't get Shifty.
You cannot get Shifty. Shifty's 85 feet away.
Okay. Well, then I will do Delphine and her
Duthine.
Duthine and her animal.
What about Aize?
Did I not say Aize? I thought I'm so sorry. I'm Aize, Brax, and the two with Aize.
Okay, so Duthine, Brax, Aize, and I would believe it was Molos was the sea lion. Okay. All right. So you all have Bless. Awesome. So that was your action, Aspen, as you release that divine energy.
I would like to quicken that.
Okay.
And I too will do a Toll the Dead on the shark monster.
Okay, so it will make a wisdom save.
DC 16.
It got a 10. You are not a grave cleric. So go ahead. 2 points. Okay.
Wait, that was the first one? Okay, wow.
4 points. Of damage. You can see like black goo seeping out of its gills, its eyes. It's looking really, really hurt. All right. That was your turn, Aspen, unless you want to move.
I do. I will start making my way out of the room. I just look to Brax. I give him like 2 thumbs up, and I just like I get all the way back here with the others.
How badly do you look injured, Aspen?
I am fine.
Okay, that's what I thought, but I just want to make sure. Okay.
Yes.
As your turn comes to an end, the Sahuagin come swimming very, very quickly up to the edge of where the wall of water was. They cannot push past Volric, but those 2 are going to attack Volric. The other 2, as the priestess is sitting there looking up, seeing the reinforcements come, and it points towards Aize, shouting as these Sahuagin at the back rear back with their spears. I think they're within range. Let's see, they might not be. Ranged attack. Okay, so they could do it at disadvantage.
I just wanted to bring something up.
Yeah, so disadvantage on these attacks. Okay, yes.
They're in the water. I am not. And they're throwing from water.
That is true. In that case, they will... Oh, well, they're in water, so they will swim above their companions. So they're stacked on top of each other. So they are going to be throwing over the top of Ulrich out through the water towards you. These attacks are made at disadvantage, though, because they are out of range. But, Aize, are you hurt in any way? Do you have any wounds?
Not a single point.
Okay, then you are
Very
fine.
careful.
So let me do the spear attacks first as they throw these spears at Aize. Here we go.
My reaction will be to throw a shield spell.
I believe it. Well, you use counterspell.
Oh, that's right. Oh, it's in the same round?
It is indeed.
Okay.
Isn't
Fair
it? Because they
I'm
went...
wondering, DM, does he have any bonus to his armor class because of the cover that myself and the priestess?
No. Because
Okay.
they are 10 feet up and they're throwing down onto Aize. And Aize is already 5 feet up, resting on the sea lion. So.
Okay.
But
Just
good,
thought I'd ask.
Yeah, good call. Good call. So that was... Sorry. No, that will not hit. A 15? Or sorry, no, 14? A 14?
Nope.
Okay. And that was all they could do with their ranged attack as they throw those spears. They go flying through the air, and the sea lion just rears up and bats them out of the way like a big cat.
Good boy.
The 2 Sahuagin are gonna... other ones, they have these big war hammers, are gonna come swinging them down towards you, Volric. You're hurt, Volric, right?
No, that's why I did my word of healing. So that plus my heavy armor master, I have no damage.
You have no damage. Okay, so these guys will...
22 with my defensive flourish I just did.
Yeah, they can't do anything. They can't touch you. Okay, cool. That was their turn. At the end of their turn, on initiative count 20, from around the... Which way would they go? Yeah, they would swim that way. From around the corner, coming swimming out, you see another priestess. They seem to be heading in the trajectory towards the main exit, but they kind of come to a stop as they see this like light and water and hear all this sound, and they look and they see all of the combat happening there, and they but it's not their turn yet. They will go on the turn of the other priests, but that is what happens there. Also, let's see who would notice this. Sure, we'll say Duthine notices. Duthine turns to you, Aize, and goes, I think we're about to have more company. And she points oh, you don't have dark vision, so you can't see anything. But she's pointing into the darkness. And this is I would say probably a slightly horrifying view for you, Aize, because all you can see is this glistening wall of water before you, and then just like the vague image of some shape hovering there in the water. And she's pointing beyond it at something else. Okay, so that was initiative count 20. Shifty, it is your turn.
Get it, Shifty.
All right, I have a quick question. How do the pillars look? Do they look pretty damaged?
No, because you targeted the roof, so the pillars actually look fine.
Okay, that's right. Okay. Then what I'm going to do, and the blades are not still on it, right?
The blades are on it, yeah. They're, but to be fair, these are magical blades. I think you would know they wouldn't be affected by right, Fulric? They wouldn't be affected by physical things interacting with them.
No, they don't. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like it doesn't say anything about being able to banish or destroy them.
There's nothing about banishing or destroying them. It would just be like a dispel magic would get rid of them, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, Shifty, if you're worried about, I don't know, but just so you're aware, this is almost like a spiritual weapon, right? These are magical blades spinning above it. Yeah.
That's good to know then. Yeah, then I'm going to cast Shatter on it. And do it again, take out a piece of Mika and go, it's time to go kaboom, whack-a-boom. And I just kind of make my hands go like this, and it shatters. At me under.
Are you casting Shatter on the shark?
I'm casting Shatter on this shark. Maybe Aspen too.
And Aspen, yeah, okay. Okay, so a small localized explosion. The shark is gonna roll what kind of save?
A DC 13. One second here.
Is it
Go ahead.
It's a con save, right?
Here we go. It would be a con save, correct?
Okay. I got a 23, so it'll take half damage.
Oh, half damage, then 11. Half damage of 11.
So only 5 points of damage. Its thick, chitinous hide deflects most of the blow, but you can tell this thing is looking really messed up. You can see more of those. Yeah, I can pull that up. I
want to see if I could hit any pillars at the same time.
Sure. What's the radius on it again?
10 feet.
10 feet. Okay, I think this. Okay, so this needs to be reduced to 10. All right, so 10-foot radius. Yeah, you could hit the shark and easily. You could hit the shark and
Let's go ahead and do that and see what effect it has on the pillar.
Yeah, you would hit. I would say you could hit the shark in one pillar. You can't quite hit two. It's just out of the radius. So, do you want to hit the pillar up here or the pillar?
I could only hit one of these?
Yes, only one pillar with this radius, unfortunately.
Okay, then I'm probably going to go for the one over here that I've already kind of hit above.
Got it. Okay. So the pillar, I don't think it makes a save.
You take double damage. They don't have a resistance.
Yeah, so it'll take 22 points of damage. Hold on. I gotta figure something out real fast. How many hit points does this damn pillar have? Here we go. Objects. This is a pillar. Let's give it a...
Where's that DM screen when you need it, right?
Stone. I know, yeah. Well, I got my quick search here. So this is a large object. Okay, so 22 points.
That's right.
Almost destroys the pillar. You see it. Rocks and cracks go shattering up it, and it starts to almost buckle under the weight of the roof, but it's not quite falling over. So that pillar there is looking severely damaged.
I'm gonna shout, "Somebody hit the pillar!"
Okay.
And then I'm going to move back out of its range this time, and hide.
Fair enough. Okay. Sounds good. I just need to keep track of how many hit points this pillar has. You did 22 points of damage to it, so...
Nah, not the whole party.
Okay.
Just our special guest.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So it's looking really messed up. Okay, so
Timber!
Shifty, you got a 29. So yeah, you duck behind that pillar and behind that altar. Just as you see some eyes peeling open on the back of the shark, but they do not clock your position as you duck behind the altar. All right, that was your turn, Shifty. Brox, you are up.
How? I mean, does this guy look like I've taken anything out of him?
Oh,
or-
yeah, this thing is falling apart. It is, like, barely... Like, so you're close enough. The shark body is barely holding on. There's, like, pieces of flesh, like, completely gone, and you can see exposed ribs and bones. But like I said, under it, you can see this, like, writhing mass of inky tendrils that still seem to be moving.
All right. Well, worked one time. Let's try it again.
Okay.
Let's do the one thing that
I'm grossing
this
very
character
out.
knows best. Punch it again.
Yes, punch the shark.
Yep. We're gonna do 3
We
more
don't
hits.
jump sharks here, we punch them.
That's
All right.
right. We do. 27.
Oh, that's a natural 20. Yeah, that definitely hits.
Yep.
Okay, for just because this thing is so messed up, do you mind rolling damage? Like, roll to hit, then roll damage. Roll
Yeah.
to hit, then roll damage. Okay. Okay, so that is 13 points of damage?
14.
14 points of damage. Okay,
Unless I'm
Rocks.
getting the addition for the force damage.
Less.
for the force damage, yeah, you get the... Oh, another button just popped off.
Would
of
it
this
crit? Would the force damage crit as well? As
Oh, yeah, it's all dice crit, so that's an additional 1
So another 2. So 16 points.
Brox, as this shatter spell explodes behind it, and then you go with this one single strike. How do you destroy the shark with this one hit?
So as the chitinous, the armor of it kind of breaks away, and I can see all those tendrils just swarming up around. I hear the shatter go off. Look over and see this trembling pillar there, and I look straight in, and I just right through as deep as I can. And then as soon as I feel any sort of pulse, just squeeze as hard as I can.
Okay, so as your hand breaks through the ribcage and burrows into that writhing mass of tendrils, you go for some sort of pulse, and you watch as the eyes of the shark kind of roll back, and you just see the whites, not those like dark black pupils. The body kind of goes limp, but you still feel all those tendrils moving and writhing around your arm, and then you feel them kind of constrict, and you try to find some sort of pulse. You manage to grab one of the tendrils and squeeze, and you feel it burst in your hand, but they continue to pull tight around your arm. What do you do?
All right, you're not getting me this time. I'm gonna do one more. I'm gonna do one more hit
Okay.
in the stomach.
Okay.
So
Let me check something.
24.
here. 24. Okay. So you, with your other hand, comes moving in. Oh, sorry. This attack does not have advantage. What? Because you were trying to hit the tendrils inside.
No, I'm trying to hit the body of the beast.
Oh. Yeah. You smack the body of the beast, and another portion of ribs just collapses in, and your other hand goes deep inside, and you just feel more movement and squirming in there.
Okay.
So
As
you have
I
both
I
hands
planned
in.
this one for a reason.
Okay.
So if you allow it, it's up to you on this one. But this one was planned for if I hit to do a stunning strike to stop these things from moving around.
You did not hit the things inside. You hit the
Okay.
body of the dead shark, but not the thing inside.
Okay.
So with both your arms in, this is Yeah. Just because I just if you will allow me this, because I think it's really a fun
go for
visual.
it, man. I don't.
For you to
Go
try
for
to
it.
pull free, I need you to make a strength saving throw. Because both your arms are sunk inside the body of the shark. You feel all those tendrils moving and starting to constrict around you. Make a strength
I'm
saving
gonna
throw.
do something stupid. Is that okay? Can I try this?
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
All right. So since I've got both hands in the shark, and I've noticed that the pillar is already cracking, I'm going to plant my feet as strong as I can and push into the pillar.
Yes. I'll give you this. Make an attack roll.
Us.
We'll call this another unarmed strike if you would like. Oh wait. You've already used your 2 attacks, right?
Yeah. So I'd have a bonus.
You have your bonus. Okay. Yeah. Go for it.
So regular, not
Just a regular attack. Yeah.
25 plus
That hits.
1/4. 26.
Yeah. 26. That definitely hits. Roll your damage.
10
Oh,
plus. So 11.
And your attacks are magical because you're a monk.
Yes.
Okay. The pillar, as you like donkey kick back, kicking your legs into it. There's a beat of silence in the room. You can hear the fighting out in the hallway of metal clanging and Sahuagin screeching, and then there's this sudden dust, and the pillar starts to come falling down towards you. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Yep.
At disadvantage because you use your action to hit the pillar, but those tendrils still have your arms gripped.
Okay. Disadvantage, right?
Yeah, this is awesome, by the way.
Oh shit.
Oh man! All right,
Oh, yeah,
so Brox,
that's
you are able to rip your arms free and tumble out of the way. You have evasion, so you manage to not completely avoid the pillar as it comes collapsing down. Go ahead and roll. Yeah, we'll call this. So it's 30 feet high. I'm gonna give it 4d.
Wait, I missed that?
No,
I missed that with a.
No, you succeeded. Sorry. You get to roll the damage for the pillar. Roll 4d6 damage for me as the pillar collapses down on top of the body.
Oh.
Okay, that's okay. It's still some damage. So as I gotta move this guy as the pillar collapses in on the shark, crushing the body. You hear bones cracking, the flesh getting pushed in, and you see some tendrils kind of squeeze out from underneath the collapsing pillar. And in that moment,
Bring it down the roof.
okay, so that is
This party's.
okay. So you
Lit.
did it was 9 points of bludgeoning damage as it crushes down on top of it. As you duck out of the way, Brox, and the stone collapses down on it, you suddenly hear, not in your head, in the room, this horrible, and those tentacles start to burst from the stone. You see the flesh of the
shit, it's
shark
carnage.
starting to rip apart as whatever was in there also will make a dex save, actually. I should do that. Got it. What is this? No, okay, so it fails. It is crushed by the pillars and takes that damage. Okay, Brox, that was awesome. So that was your action. You still have a bonus in movement, but you can
Nope,
see.
the bonus was used to smash it. I just have my movement.
Okay, you do see those under the pillars, but what do you want to do?
Can I move away without the attack of opportunity, or is it still there?
There's
Okay.
moving tendrils under the rubble.
Tendrils around. I'm going to, I'm gonna try to step back towards the party, knowing that there's a crew of Sahuagin on their way in.
Okay. As you step away, one of those limbs shoots out towards you to try to hit you.
Or
Does an 18 hit?
an 18 does hit.
Okay, you receive 26 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ugh.
As it shoots out, you can see on the end of this tendril, like the other ones, they're covered in mouths, and it kind of wraps around you, and they all start to like dig into your flesh, but you manage to rip away as it gets pulled back into the rubble.
I don't rip away.
You don't. What happens?
Nope. As it strikes, you watch the body go limp. His eyes roll back, and he collapses onto the ground.
That's gonna leave a mark.
Brox
I didn't
falls
think
on the
about it.
ground. The tendril is still wrapped around his body. You can see the teeth starting to devour the flesh, and we will see what happens next. Okay. Brox. Do you lose your Hydra Fist, or do you keep that up?
Look.
Well, while you look that up, let's go to Aize. Aize, so you can see what just happened in the room through archive. What do you do on your turn?
I'm just sort of looking. Is the shark dead, or is there something still writhing around inside it?
So the body of the shark seems to have. Right now, what you see is a huge pile of stone from the pillar that just collapsed down onto it, and you saw the shark body get crushed and buried under it. And then a moment later, as Brox tried to run away, you saw all these black inky tendrils come snaking out of it, and one of them lashed out and slammed into Brox. So there appears to be still something under there.
Oh, this is the Hydra all over.
Oh, they don't. That doesn't disappear either.
Doesn't disappear. Okay, cool.
Nope.
I break out the Pearl of Power, and I activate it,
Okay.
getting back a 3rd level spell.
So is that is an action to do so?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just pulling a patch off my cloak, an action.
What does the description say? I would think so.
Hold on.
This is like the cloak of useful things or something like that?
Yes. This is the robe of useful things. Here, let me post it in. Why won't it be TT?
Robe. Is this an official? I can't remember. Oh, robe of useful items. Here it is. Yeah. Robe of useful items.
I have to use it.
You have to use an action. Yes.
Okay. All right, then I'm just going to use my action to reload.
Okay, so you get that spell slot back. Is that it for you, Aize?
That's it for me.
Okay. It's now the Maw of Sekolah's turn. However, it is not. It is something else. It is...
Is there some kind of a wreckage or stuff out here that's like high up?
Yeah,
like...
I'll draw something on the map. Again, for simplicity's sake, I am just going to keep this thing's initiative on the same turn. So, you all see the rubble get pushed aside as this massive, writhing, squirming ball of inky tendrils. You can see some of that chitinous armor that was on the shark is starting to burble up from outside of this strange mass of tentacles, kind of forming little armored pieces on it. As this thing, it is covered in tendrils that are all, instead of suckers, they are just little mouths that are moving and opening in unison, all kind of. And you see this unspeakable horror appear as it on its turn. Let's see what it's going to do. What can it do?
Is it still in the area of my Cloud of Daggers?
It is indeed.
And then what it will do first is take some damage.
Yeah, go for it. Oh yeah,
Go.
sorry, I moved your little... Oh, there it is. There's your Cloud of Daggers.
Oh my god.
Okay, so 5 points.
It's still damage.
Still
Those
damage.
tendons are harder to hit.
It's going to... It's gonna come barrel. This thing doesn't seem to be affected by the control water spell. It is able to move on its own with those tentacles as it comes writhing across the stone, and it's going to come barreling past you, Brock's unconscious on the ground, to get to probably here. Let's see. This is always hard. It's a 30-foot cone. I mean, it's like, I think it can get Aize, Aspen, and Chenyar with a 30-foot cone. It should be able to. Plus Molos, the sea lion. So, as it comes barreling towards the door, you see this thing. All of you also hear in your mind, without that psychic scream being triggered, you start to hear whispers burbling in your mind. I consume. As tendrils come shooting out towards you in a 30-foot cone. So I need Chenyar, Aspen, Aize, and Molos to all make dexterity saving throws for me.
Would not the priestess also have to make a dexterity? Isn't she in that cone as well?
Yeah, I gotta figure out... Hold on, let me actually try to count this out. So... I wish... Do they have, like, a cone asset?
I mean, they do.
I think it can angle it such, like this, if you see... Do you see where I'm drawing? I think that's a 30-foot cone, and it can avoid the priestess. Do you all agree with what I'm kind of drawing out here?
I would say like a triangle. If you do a triangle, I guess you could see whether or not you can still get... I'm assuming you could still get the beast. I forget what the name of the beast that she's riding, because he's pretty big.
Something like that, right?
Yeah, there you go. That's a cone.
So, I don't know if that's quite 30 feet, but I think that's
I think
a good
she's
approximation.
Yeah, you're just touching the edge of her.
Yeah. And like honestly, if it can't, it wouldn't really care. It would get her, but I think it can avoid her. So yeah. So the tendrils come shooting out, spreading around the corner. So it is going to get Duthine as well as it so go ahead, everybody, make dex saves for me, and let's see what you get.
Don't forget your +4s, guys. With the bless.
Yeah. Duthine was blessed as well, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Dufine, Molos, and Aize.
Got it.
And
That's a 20 for Aize.
20 for Aize, okay. Let me actually change this name. Is it gonna work?
Roll my d4. So 21 plus a d4.
Why can't I change the name of this person? There we go. Okay. Sorry, let me roll for Duthine. Oh yeah, Duthine succeeds.
4.
Okay, sorry. So Chenyar, what did you get?
24.
24, and Aize, I think you got an 18.
I have a 20 with the D4.
20, nice. And Aspen?
12.
12. Okay, so you fail.
Shit.
I have a
Molos
question,
also
actually,
fails.
Nathan.
Yeah.
With my Hexblade's curse, would this be considered the same target as the last one, or did
No, because
that
it
one
is
die?
yeah, that
Okay, so I
whatever
do
that
get hit points back.
yeah, whatever that puppet was essentially died, and this is something new. All right, so those of you that failed, so Molos and Aspen, as the devouring tendrils shoot out, you take slashing damage. 48 points of slashing damage as they come shooting out from around the corner, latching onto you, biting into your flesh. Those of you that succeeded, you take half of that. So that is 22,
Yeah.
I think?
22 damage, half?
Wait, what is 48 halved? It's 23?
24.
24. Holy moly!
Indeed. So 24 points of slashing damage as those tendrils come spreading around the corner, biting into you. Those of you concentrating on spells, I need you to make those concentration checks.
Doesn't matter. I failed because I am down.
Oh
Okay.
boy.
Oh, dear.
I know this is an area of effect, but are these kind of individual attacks?
No.
Or
Oh my god,
like a-
this is
like a
bad.
fighter?
And unfortunately, the sea lion Molos falls over and starts to get pulled towards this thing as you all start to hear the excited, giddy voice going, "Yes, consume!" Molos is no more. The sea lion is dead as it's being consumed by those tendrils. Okay, and Duthine looks pretty hurt as she falls over. Okay, that was the unspeakable. Yeah, roll for concentration. You need to get half of 24, so 12. You need to get a 12 or higher. So
I got 13.
Wow, you guys, you both just barely held on. Nice. Okay.
But I ain't holding on to this much longer because there's something else I gotta do.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. Oh my god.
Yes. There we go. So that
I'm
was
barely alive, guys.
That was its.
Oh, although I can drink a potion.
That was its turn. Taking us to the priestess's turn. Actually, yeah, I'll do the priestess's turn and then we will go to a break because we're just about at 7:30 here. So, the priestess, seeing you all there, doesn't really know at this point exactly what's going on. So it's just gonna go for the closest target. It's gonna go for Duthine. So she will cast, or she's going to try. We'll see what happens if Aize decides not to do this. She is going to cast Guiding Bolt. Aize, does she allowed to cast Guiding Bolt?
I don't have a 3rd level spell, or at least I use my action to.
Okay.
Oh, I guess I could, but then I wouldn't have another 3rd level spell.
Okay, well, it's up to you. Do you cast?
I'm not countering it.
You're not countering it. Okay, so Duthine is struck by the Guiding Bolt, and she falls back into you, Aize, collapsing down, and falls over unconscious. So she is unconscious. You all hear around you the sound of the horns, and the Sahuagin, and this awful, unspeakable horror sitting there. And that is where we are going to take a break as Duthine is going to be making death saves. Oh my goodness, here we go.
That was intense.
So
quick
we have.
question.
Yes, before we go on break, let's start with Chris, because I heard Chris's voice first. What did you say, Chris?
So 3 of us are down.
Aspen, Brox, and Duthine, yes.
Okay.
Eric, what was your question?
Yeah, so the mounts don't get death saves?
Not the mount, no. The mount is just, unfortunately, the mount is an NPC. Duthine is a sidekick, so she gets death saves. So.
Okay.
Okay. Oh boy. Okay. Well, we will see you all back here very shortly. We're just gonna go on a quick break here, get water and some snacks. Before we leave though, James, I know Brox is unconscious, but James, do you want to do a quick plug for Tabletop Misfits?
Sure. So, as I said earlier, I'm James, the lead GM over at Tabletop Misfits. That's on Twitch. So, tabletop_misfits. We run a game every Sunday evening at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And right now we are currently playing through The One Ring, which is an amazing system created by Free League Publishing. And if you're looking for ideas and want to hear about creative people inside the community, you can come hang out with us on Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we have a guest on every single week. We create characters with them. We talk about what they're doing in this amazing community, and we just have a good time chatting. The audience is allowed to talk, ask questions, all that fun stuff. So yeah, and you can check all of our stuff out on social media at Tabletop Misfits, or you can hop over to YouTube and check all of the archived stuff, as all of our episodes for both Tavern Talks and our primetime show have been recorded.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, James, for joining us this evening. And with that, we're going to go on break. See you all very, very soon. I hope you stick with us. Bye. Hi everybody, welcome back. I hope you stuck with us through the break. We're at a really exciting moment here, or I don't know. I think so. I'm a little nervous, to be honest, for the players, but we'll see what happens. All right. Well, with that, let's jump right back into this, shall we? So, I did forget that there were 2 Sahuagin priestesses. So there was the one that was floating there that just shot at Duthine. There is the other one, technically. However, I am going to do something here for this priestess. So this priestess, I guess Chenyar would be the only one that maybe notices this because you're right next to them. She, as this thing comes barreling towards the entryway and then suddenly unleashes this this like explosion of inky tendrils towards you all, you actually see her like stagger back for a moment and eyes go wide as she kind of looks at it. I'm actually gonna roll a wisdom save for her, see if how badly this affects her. Okay, so she's able to maintain her wits about her. She kind of hesitates for a moment, then looks back at you, Chenyar. Ooh. I think she's gonna actually...
Would she be thrown by, like, seeing this thing?
She seemed to be thrown by it, yeah, but she's able to shake it off. She, I think, is going to... Yeah, she's gonna try something. She's gonna whip around and she's gonna cast Hold Person on Volric. Does she cast Hold Person on Volric? I'm waiting for Aize. I think she does. Okay, so extends a hand out.
Hold on, he's on mute.
Oh.
He's on mute.
That I'm gonna counter.
You are gonna counter it. Okay, the energy is blocked once more. Hissing up at you, Volric. That was her turn. Okay. It's now Duthine. Duthine makes a death save. So here we go. Just a straight D20 roll. She gets 1 success. Okay. Next up is... Oh, wait. At the end of Duthine's turn, before Chenyar goes, what can this thing... What did I give this thing as legendary actions? Okay. Okay, it can do that. Feet. Yeah. Sure. All of the you watch as a bunch of eyes appear on it and swivel towards you, Chenyar. I need you to make a strength saving throw as one of the tendrils whips out towards you 20 feet away. With its legendary action, it's going to use Grasping Tentacle, shooting towards you. So if you can do that for me.
Okay. Sure, and I have to add a d4 because I was able to maintain my bless.
Awesome, yeah. Oh, and any of you that were blessed by Aspen, you no longer have that bless because Aspen is unconscious.
But
so go ahead, strength saving throw.
All right. Oh my God.
What'd you get?
A natural 20.
Yeah.
Amazing. So you just step out of the way as this tendril slams into the stone wall behind you and whips past, unable to grasp onto you. All right. That was its legendary action. Chenyar, it is your turn.
I will give blessing and thanks to my God for the direction of stepping out of the way, because there is no other explanation as to why I took this step. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do for my bonus action, I'll do that first.
Yeah.
Bonus action would be mass healing word.
Okay.
And I will cast that. Let me see the differences for this.
Yeah, how does that one work? Is it like...
Okay, so it's 60 feet. And it's a 1d4 plus 4.
Okay, and
And
is
I
it
can get 6 creatures with
Okay.
this. So I think I can get everybody, including myself. Volric's not hurt.
Okay.
So I get everybody.
Okay. Go
I
ahead.
think I don't get Shifty because he might be past 60 feet. I'm not sure
Oh yeah,
from where I'm at.
he's way up at the back of the altar. Okay. Go ahead and roll your hit points.
Okay.
Will that catch Dufine?
Oh, yes!
It will.
Yes! 8!
Nice.
I rolled a 4, guys!
All right, so all of you.
Sorry, I'm like so excited because I'm like the best I could possibly have rolled.
All of you
all right,
are
so
up.
everybody, including myself, gets 8. So whoever was down, they're back up. Heal. And then for my action, DM, I would like to cast Toll the Dead
Awesome.
on Black Mass.
Yeah.
And because it's hurt,
Wisdom save, right?
yes, sir. Wisdom save.
I got an 18.
Ah!
I
So
don't
I
think
don't
it
think
works.
he takes any damage
As you,
unless he fails.
That's funny that you are assigning a gender to this thing. As you look at this thing, and focus in on it and try to unleash this magic, all you hear back is just, "No, I will devour." All right. So, that is. So, is that your turn? Are you gonna move?
Well, if I move, I'm going to get an attack of opportunity from her.
Yes.
However, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move around her without getting an attack of opportunity.
You can do that.
And I will move here to get somewhat out of its range. And first, as I move, again, I will thank my God for the blessings that have been bestowed upon me. And I will, in silent prayer, call out for help and vengeance in this creature. Because it is a black mass of hunger. And DM, we know that this was linked with Tharistoon because Aspen's mother had mentioned, right?
Yes, you had speaking with Aspen and Aize, kind of a combination of the two. You had learned that this is likely connected to Tharistoon, especially that swirling symbol.
So I will reach out to my God and request aid that my party and I are facing what looks to be linked, or what's the word I'm looking for? A manifestation of what could be Tharistoon.
Okay.
And I will say that with my silent prayer. When I come around, after I've said that, I will look at the priestess and I will give her a look like, you should be scared. And that's it.
Okay. Do you say anything to the priestess? Or just give her a look?
Yeah, well, the look I will give her is I will look at the creature and I will look at her and I'll go like this. Like, we're both gonna die.
Okay.
I will give her like the signal. You and I are gonna be dead from this thing.
Make a persuasion check. This is very, very high DC. Because this is the middle of combat and you're trying to like communicate something. We'll see, maybe.
Let's see what I roll.
At 20. 20.
No.
Yeah.
She's not buying it.
She doesn't. She's not looking at you as you say that. She's still
She's
like
more
focused.
She's distracted.
She's focused on Aize right now and this thing in the doorway. All right. So that was Chenyar. Volric, it is your turn.
All right. I'm gonna turn my back on those two Salwagan.
There's 4 of them because
And
they're swimming on top of each other. But yeah.
So will they all get attack of opportunities if I move?
Indeed, they will. Sorry, I'm just gonna do this, but just for visual. But they are on top of each other, right? Because they're swimming. They're outside of the control water spell.
Okay. I will then drink my potion of invisibility as my action,
Okay.
and I'm going to move 30 feet towards the that creature.
Okay, and I believe they don't get attacks of opportunity because you're invisible, and attacks of opportunity only work on a target you can see, I think is the ruling.
I would assume so.
Yeah, so go ahead.
I would assume. Okay, so move myself here. So this is 20. This is 15. There's 20. That's 30 with a little bit of a thing on my way there.
Okay. Yeah, so you go invisibly running down the hall, stepping over Chenyar, pushing past that Sahuagin. The Sahuagin gets bumped to the side from your mass, and you end up right in front of this thing. What are you doing? That was your action and movement. Is anything else?
No, I'm not going to use a bonus action because that would turn off my invisibility.
Okay, doke. Okay, Volric, that was your turn. Next up is Aspen. Aspen, you are no longer unconscious as you come to consciousness from Chenyar's divine magic. What would you like to do with your turn? You are prone.
I will spend half my movement to stand.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on myself at 2nd level.
Okay.
Okay, so 9.
Some of the...
And I'm going to convert a 1st level spell slot back into sorcery points as my bonus action.
Excellent.
And I will try to move.
Okay.
Right there. And that is all I can do.
Okay, so as you pivot into position next to this priestess, it is now all of the other Sahuagin that were coming down the hall. So they are going to leap into the open air, slapping down onto the stone, and come barreling down the hallway towards Chenyar and Aspen. So 2 of them unfortunately can't actually get up to attack, but they're behind waiting, weapons raised up. Aspen, you are hurt, and Chenyar, you are hurt / you are flanked, so both of you, these attacks are at advantage. Here come the attacks. These are just a regular Sahuagin, they get 2 attacks. So 2 attacks on each of you. Here we go. These would be 2-handed spear attacks. So on you, Aspen, a 20 to hit.
Shield.
It is deflected, and then a 15, so that is unable to pierce through. And then on you, Chenyar, a 19 to hit.
19 is my armor class, so that hits.
So you take 7 points of piercing. And then the other one is a 16 to hit, so that does not hit. But I do need you to make another concentration check, right? Because you're holding Bless.
Correct.
Okay.
Come on, Chenyar.
What'd you roll? A 4. So unfortunately, the Bless
Bless is gone.
drops. Okay. That was the Sahuagin's turn. Next up is Shifty.
Shifty is seeing this now. What is all I can see obviously right now is Brack, and then also this big thing here. So, what does he look like? Because I see he has a symbol of a bent over with spikes in his back.
Brock's is just prone right now. Sorry, that's what that I just threw that on to let us.
All right, I just wanted to double check.
Yeah, but Brock's your eyes are open, I assume, and you are moving.
Moving, terrified, but moving.
Okay.
Where is the line for the water?
It is outside of this room. So.
Okay, so it's not in this room. This room's completely empty of water.
Essentially, like, you know, for flavor, there's like a thin barrier of water all along the walls and the ceiling.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. I just want to know because I have a faster swim speed.
Oh.
All right. So I'm gonna try to get as close as I can here. So I'm gonna use my. Oh, here we go. I can go 25 feet, and then
Okay.
gonna use that as a bonus action here, so I can get up there.
So 25 feet to there.
Yep.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna shout at this thing
Okay.
and just be like, "Hey, hey, you ugly! Hey, ugly! Over here!"
Okay.
And yep.
Okay. And then, so were you gonna use your bonus action to dash?
I was using my bonus action to move actually.
Well,
And
so you used your movement because you can move 25 feet, right? So you use your movement 25 feet to there. Now you still have your bonus action and your action. Do you want to use those to do anything?
yes.
Yeah.
So yes, what I want to do then is I want to I want to attack this thing
Okay. So
to get its attention.
sure, yeah, go for it. You're attacking with your bow. Go ahead and roll an attack.
Yeah.
It'd be advantage, right?
No longer at advantage because this thing is no longer considered prone.
No, but I'm flanking it.
But this is a ranged attack. Flanking only
sorry.
works for melee attacks. Sorry.
I wasn't looking for the screen.
60 feet hits it, right?
Indeed.
Awesome. I'm gonna do a spell, and this time what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna get a small drop of water. I pick it up. I kind of pick it up from the ground. It's still wet, and rub it in my finger, and then it turned into a shard of ice
Nice.
as it grows. And then I'm gonna throw an ice knife at this thing.
Okay, I believe
But I'm gonna
that's.
throw it if I can. I'm not sure. Will it hit the? Would it hit Brock?
Brox. I don't know. What's the radius on it?
Let's see here. It says
Don't
1d10
think-
piercing damage, hit or miss. The shard then explodes on a target, and each creature within 5 feet of it must succeed. So
5
is it?
You can
If he
aim
did-
it so that you don't hit Brox.
I can. Okay, that's what I would like to do.
Yeah. Definitely.
Oh,
All right, so you rolled. Oh no, you rolled an 8. I'm so sorry. So unfortunately, the ice knife it digs into. As it's going towards one of the soft, fleshy bits of the tendrils, you see suddenly this hard, almost bone-like protrusion kind of bubble out of the flesh, and the ice knife just slams into that chitinous protrusion and then explodes, not dealing any damage.
oh, that's not cool. And
But
then
all of the eyes kind of appear on the backside looking towards you.
I look at it and I go, "Catch me if you can!" Huh.
Okay.
And
So he
I'm
would-
going to use my bonus action to run
Okay, which way?
over here. Oh, I got my measurement this way.
That way? Okay. Okay. Make a. Oh boy, make it like a persuasion roll to if you're trying to get this thing to follow you.
All right, would it be persuasion or performance? I'm going to do persuasion.
I give you deception or persuasion. One of those.
You
Alright.
still get
Is it
the
perception?
snipe damage too. You have to roll for the dexterity.
It's okay.
Oh.
I'll do.
Does it still do damage even on a miss?
Yeah, hit or miss, it explodes still.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Oh, yeah, let me double check here. Yes.
Okay.
On a hit, the target takes 1d10 piercing. Hit or miss, the shard then explodes the target, and each creature within 5 feet of it must succeed on a dex save or take
Nice.
2d6 cold. Oh, okay, thanks for
Nice.
catching.
So it got a DC 14, so it definitely succeeds. I don't think you get sneak attack on that. So
Yeah, it's just a 5 cold damage, I
5
believe.
cold damage. Okay, so that's halved because it succeeded. So that is 2 cold damage. Okay,
Is it dead? Is it dead?
it's dead. And you got a 21 in your persuasion. It, as you go running up into the corner, it doesn't seem to be bothered. Its eyes suddenly shift back towards the rest of the group. So unfortunately, it did not seem to take your call out, goading it to try to follow you, did not seem to work. All right, Shifty, that was your turn. Yes.
That was my turn. I think I took everything. Yep. And
Okay.
it was successful.
All right. Excellent. Shifty, that was your turn. Brox, it is your turn.
Alright. I'll stand up. Take half my movement.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this nasty creature straight in the eyes and go, listen, you beast. I killed the puppet that you lived in, and I'm not stopped yet. And I'm gonna start swinging again.
Awesome. You do get advantage on these attacks because you are flanking with Volric.
Yeah. All right, so first attack.
Oh! Nice. Another natural 20.
Yes.
Ooh, a crit. Ooh.
And then that's gonna be 10 plus, so 13 points.
Okay.
13 points. Nice. One hit. Solid hit.
And I'm gonna take. I'm gonna use a key point, one of the 2 I have left, to activate Stunning Strike on that one.
Oh boy. Okay.
So I need a Constitution save.
Okay. I got a 20.
Yeah, never mind. Oh, he's gonna hit him again.
Yes.
22.
Yep, that hits.
8 plus, so 9.
Okay.
Gonna bonus action hit him a 3rd time.
Okay.
Yes.
Nice.
20, 24, 5, and 6. Man, that D6 hates me.
Oh man. Okay. So 3 solid
Keep going.
strikes. You start to see little bits falling off of it, but it's still seeming to like reform and hold its shape.
I can't hold this thing off myself. And I'm looking around
I'm
for
here,
somebody.
Brox. I yell, I'm here, Brox. We're going down together.
And you can see the giant form of Volric looming over the top of this
I
thing.
don't want to do
He's
this.
going
I
down.
don't. I'm gonna
Okay.
try it one more time with my last key point. I'm gonna try to Stunning Strike that last hit again.
Oh no, I got a 12.
Oh, what is it? Hold on, let me check. What is my Stunning Strike? Please be 13. Please be 13. DC 13.
Yes.
Stunned. And with the rest of my, let's see, so takes half movement to move. So 45 feet. So it's 20. Yeah, I'm gonna do 20 feet back and behind that pillar.
Yeah, alright. Yeah, unfortunately it cannot resist that stun as all the tentacles sort of pull in on itself and it starts to writhe and move, unable to react to you running away.
And I'm just gonna slip down, just hold myself against the pillar and be like,
Amazing.
oh.
Amazing. I have a question. Are legendary actions affected by stun? I guess it is an action.
Saving throw.
So
Oh, yeah.
I would say they are, unless it's like a natural thing just comes off his body.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's a legendary action, so.
I mean, I guess that's your call,
Yeah,
DM.
it's my call. Yeah. Yeah, I will say that they are affected because it is part of the creature. It is like a thing the creature can do. Darn it! I should have. Okay. All right. So Brox, is that your turn?
Yeah.
Okay, you got 2 rounds left on your Hydras.
All right.
Aize, you are up.
I'm assuming I saw Volric suck down a potion and just disappear, right?
Indeed, yes. So actually, you don't see Volric there. Sorry, Volric, I'm making you invisible for a second. But you know that Volric took an invisibility potion. Yeah.
I did yell out just now.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, and you heard Volric shouting. Yeah.
And I also say, and Delphine, not
Duthine. Mm-hmm.
Delphine, are they still down there?
She as she's like sitting up and coughing and looks. Yes, they're coming.
All right. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm dropping the park water
Oh shit.
Oh boy. Okay.
What?
and not slowing this thing down. this guy down. I mean, it was mainly for the shark.
So the part water suddenly comes collapsing in on all of you. You feel the sudden weight of the pressure of the water. It doesn't do any damage or anything, but you are suddenly underwater.
And I'm activating Whirlpool instead.
Does it move us at all?
Where is the whirlpool gonna go?
The Whirlpool is going to go about here.
Got it. And what's the radius on it? It's like huge, isn't it?
I just posted it in the chat. Not chat, sorry, in the
50 feet square
50-foot square. Okay.
and 25 feet deep.
50-foot square. So that's huge. Where do you
5 feet wide at the base.
like?
Up to
look at the
Sorry, it's hard for me to kind of scroll through and find exactly what I'm looking
5
for.
feet
So
wide
if
at
you
the
can,
base.
1 second. Let me post it in the proper chat then.
no,
And it's
what I'm saying is there's a lot of information for me to get through. So when y'all cast spells, please just kind of be
Okay.
ready to
problem.
know like the specifications. But 50-foot square, 25 feet deep, 5 feet wide at the base. Okay, so yeah, because it goes up like a vortex. Okay, so do you want?
I want to catch whatever is over here
Okay.
in the Whirlpool.
Okay, yeah,
Or the furthest range of the Whirlpool should be about here. So
got it.
I'm placing the Whirlpool back here somewhere.
Like that? Is that good?
Sure.
Okay, so I don't think it'll catch the priestess because she's like at your level, and if it kind of goes up in a big cone, but the things back in the hallway, as
Back in the hallway. Anything? Yeah.
yeah,
Okay, go.
yeah. I mean, as Duthine, as this suddenly the hallway itself just suddenly becomes this torrent of bubbles. And you start to hear kind of like echoing down the hall creatures getting sucked in. They all, I think, make saves.
DC 16 strength saving throw.
Okay.
Whirlpool and take 2d8 damage.
So I'm gonna go.
Oh, sorry.
All right. So these guys were.
Well, first DC 16.
Yeah, we'll say that for sure. They are caught in this whirlpool as they're swimming towards you all. And they will make that strength save. Here we go. 1, 2. Okay, so a 10 and a 14. Does a 14 succeed? Or you said 16, so it's a fail. Okay, and then the other two. Okay, so they all fail. So they all take bludgeoning damage. Go
On
ahead.
a fail save, they take 2d8 bludgeoning damage and are caught in the vortex until the spell ends.
Wow. Okay, that's awesome. Go ahead and roll that damage. We'll see it just so I can knock off those points in these guys.
11 points.
Oh, it's a big hit on those guys. Okay, so yes, you have definitely stopped forward progress on the creatures that were coming down the hall towards you. As that starts slamming them into the walls, you hear them squealing and screeching down the hallway. And Duthine kind of lets out a sigh of relief as she's starting to push herself up, getting ready to confront the priestess. Anything else for you, Aize?
1 sec, checking my equipment. Pearl, potion of water. Jeepers, I didn't pack up freaking healing potion. I must make a note to do that. Alright, I just I polished my dinosaur skin boots and actually I'm gonna move so that I am behind Duthine.
Got it. Okay.
I'm on this side of Duthine and yeah, it's an action, so I can't cast. Can I cast a cantrip with it? With an action?
No, it would have to be unless the cantrip is a bonus action, but no. Do you have a cantrip that's a bonus action?
Nope.
Yeah.
Oh well, I do have cantrips. I have spells that are bonus actions, but none of them running right now. Never mind, I'm done.
Okay, so Aize, amazing as this whirlpool forms in the hallway and you position yourself behind Duthine. She's starting to get up, taking us to the unspeakable horror, which can't do anything. It is now the priestess' turn. So the priestess, well, the one at the end of the hall, seeing this massive whirlpool forming above it, looks down at you, Aize, there. So she's gonna try to take you out. Let's see here. She will, she'll cast Guiding Bolt again at you. So, unless you have a counterspell to stop it.
Does Guiding Bolt require a hit roll?
It does require a 2-hit roll, so
I will use the shield then.
You will use the shield. Okay, so let's see if it hits, because, I mean, there's still a chance it could hit. Oh,
that's right. I can do it as a reaction. Okay, I'll wait.
Yeah, an 11. So, do you cast shield? No? Okay, so it goes wide, skipping off the stone walls, missing you. The other priestess is going to aid her allies here. So, yeah, she's going to cast... She only has one. Yeah, she'll use her last 3rd level slot to cast. Oh, does hold person? Can I? Oh, if I upcast it, can I do multiple targets? I think I can. Yes, I can. Okay, so on both Chenyar and Aspen, gonna cast hold person. Releasing hold person on both of you. I need you both to make saves. I believe it's wisdom saves. Wisdom saves, please. Nice, Aspen. You succeed.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't have bless. 13.
Oh, a 13. Let's
I do have favored by the gods.
Well,
I will +4. So
you do
17.
get to add that +4.
Yeah, this is something I get back on a short rest or a long rest.
Got it. Okay.
I get to roll 2d4 and add that to a save. Or
Got it. Okay, well, you both rolled high enough, so unfortunately the spell fizzles, unable to grip you in the hold person. Okay, next up is Duthine. Duthine, she's gonna get to her feet, half move, so now she has 15 feet left. God, she can't. Wait, really? God, she can't make it to anybody.
Can she throw?
She can throw, yeah. So she's gonna run towards the...
Take out the priestess.
Yeah, so she's gonna go for the one that's already hurt. So she is gonna leave your side, Aize, and goes...
That's right. That's why I got on this side of her.
She's gonna run towards the one that's already hurt. So she comes running down the hall, lifting up her spear, and she's gonna throw it directly at that one. Where in the world did her stat block go? I think I got rid of her stat block for some reason.
She was pretty injured, though.
She was, yeah. She's at only 8 hit points. Oh, that's right. I remember now. I updated her stat block on here. Okay. Yeah. So she throws her spear. 21 to hit, dealing 4 points of piercing damage as it sinks into the priestess there. She's still standing, and that is all Duthine can do because she only has the one spear. So that was Duthine's turn. Chenyar, you are up.
Well, Chenyar will look at Aspen, who is right next to her, and she will say, Misty Step, maybe inflict wounds on that black mass over there.
Okay.
And what she's gonna, it's kind of like a, hey, maybe you might want to think about getting the hell out of here too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna bonus action, Misty Step.
Okay.
And where will I go? Well, I really don't like either way, but, yeah, I think I'm gonna, whoops.
Are you gonna go to here?
You're right next to the creature, which is not what I want to do either. Let me see how far I can go with my Misty Step. I think 30 feet.
30 feet, so...
So I could probably get to
that
there,
spot, yeah.
and then I could take cover behind the pillar.
Oh yes,
I think
you also have
not
your spiritual weapon up still.
Yes.
Yeah.
But my bonus action is going to be the Misty Step.
Okay, so bonus action, you appear next to the creature. You see it still, like, pulled in on itself, almost like a spider with all its legs pulled in, from that stun.
Okay. Then what I'm going to do, because everybody's within 60 feet of me, and I'm hoping that Aspen will do the inflict wounds.
Okay.
Because I see a whole bunch of coming towards us, right? And my concern is to keep everybody alive.
Okay.
What I will do is I will cast do we want to do mass healing word at 3rd level?
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm going to do mass healing word again at 3rd level.
Okay.
I'm contemplating whether I want to do it at 4th level.
Okay.
But I need the 4th level spell, but I need to do some banishment, so I'm going to do 3rd level.
Keep in mind when you cast this, the spell specifically says you can only target creatures you can see within range.
Oh, okay, so maybe I need to do it before I move?
That's fine. I'll let you do that. Yeah, if you wanted to cast it before you move, you could do that. You would not be able to see Brock's, I don't think, from that position. From here, right? I don't think you would...
Back to...
Yeah, you would not be able to see Brock's from there. So you can get everybody except for Brock's and Shifty.
Okay.
So your choice. You can either go up there and get Brock's, Aspen, and Volric, but not Aize, or stay where you are and get everybody minus Brock's and Shifty.
Okay, if I'm instead moving next to the creature, move somewhere else then. Because again, my whole idea was to make sure if I move here, then I'll see everybody, right?
Will you? I think so.
Okay, I'm moving there then. It puts me in a danger, but that's fine. I want to get everybody.
Okay, so you appear there and...
and then I'm going to cast my...
Yeah, so, sorry, Amy. If you want to get everybody, you will have to go here, because that is the only way you're going to be able to just barely see Brock's. So, or like, you can maybe go here, but, I mean, regardless, you are going to still be within range of one of the Sahuagin, just no longer sandwiched. So, your call. Because here, from this position, you cannot see Brock's. The wall in the pillar and everything is in the way.
Yeah, I see what you mean. It's like, damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Tactical maps.
Well, yeah, and I am very low on hit points as well as everybody else, but yeah, screw it. Put me where I can see everybody.
Okay, so...
Wait, I just thought about this. Am I hiding behind a pillar, or am I just hiding behind a bunch of rubble?
You are behind a bunch of rubble. That is a good point. Let me see something.
Okay, so then I wouldn't have been able to see him in the first place?
Well, no. You it would actually make him easier to see. So, hold on.
Oh.
And what about the carcass of the whale?
The
Shark, I mean.
So, sorry. Okay, so, alright. Yeah, you would have to be either here. You could... Oh, you could go here. There you go. Amy, you could go there, Chenyar, and then you will not be in contact with any enemies. So you appear just under Archive. You can see all of your allies minus Shifty. Shifty's way too far away, but you can get everybody else.
Okay. So Chenyar, seeing the situation is kind of like crazy. She's going to cast it at 4th level, which she doesn't like to have to do because she only has the 1 4th level spell, but that's going to give me an extra D4 and get everybody.
Okay.
So I will cast that. It's my only 4th level spell, so hopefully it'll count.
Okay, so go ahead and roll those hit points as it goes out.
Oh wait, I think no, hold on. Wrong one.
Okay.
I clicked on the wrong one.
Oh yeah, that was just cure
wounds.
wounds. That would have been epic.
Where is it? Mass healing word. There it is. Sorry.
That's all right. It's a tense moment.
Yeah. Clicking the wrong thing. Mass healing word. Here it is. Okay, so that's a bonus action. Come on.
Okie doke. Okay, so 9 hit points to everybody as the healing energy spreads out from Chenyar. Chenyar, that was your bonus action, your action. Do you want to do anything with your movement being there?
Yeah. Well, I know Aspen's going to be moving, hopefully. Let's see. Remind me again, does Volric go before the creature?
Volric is next.
Okay. Is the creature flanked? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can I get into a flanking position?
You want to get into a flanking position from where you are with the creature?
Yeah, so give Volric advantage.
Yes, you can. You can go to there.
Okay. Then that's where I'll go.
Okay, so you push past Volric, going into the room and pivoting yourself directly behind this thing. Well, sort of behind this thing, as best you can. And
Didn't Chinyar have a magical spiritual weapon thing out
yeah,
before?
but it's a bonus action.
I do, but I used my bonus action to do mass healing word, and my action was my Misty Step, so I didn't get attacks of opportunity, so I can't use my spiritual weapon.
Correct. So Volric, it is your turn as Chenyar gets herself into position on the other side of this thing. Sorry, just to right there. As you get into position, Volric, it's your turn. What would you like to do?
So, an important question.
Yeah.
Since I'm invisible and I would already have advantage for this first blow,
Yeah.
can I then offset my disadvantage that we both know I have, but then get advantage because I'm also flanking?
So it'll just be a straight roll because you're flanking.
So my invisibility won't help?
No, it's just it always cancels each other out, so it's just a straight roll.
You don't get a bonus.
No. Sorry.
Okay then.
But you're no longer attacking at a disadvantage. It's just a normal straight.
Yeah,
attack.
this is important I don't miss because of what's going on right here. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is then I'm going to grapple this sucker.
Okay. So go ahead and make that strength check. It got a 22.
Woo! All right.
Oh wait, it is stunned. It might be at disadvantage if it's stunned.
I think it is. Any attacks against it, I think that it might be at disadvantage because it's stunned.
Huh. You know what? It just says it can't move, can't speak, or it can't move, it can speak falteringly, automatically fails strength and dexterity saving throws. Attack rolls against a creature have advantage. So, it's not. Apparently, ability checks are not made at disadvantage. Okay. So yeah, I got a 22.
29.
Oh man. Okay, so wrapping your arms around this mass of tendrils. You're still invisible, so everybody just kind of sees the tendrils like squeeze in as Volric grabs onto it.
I believe this would turn it off. I mean, it's kind of an attack.
Okay, yeah. So the invisibility drops.
I still have my shield, so I'm jamming my shield up into its kind of tentacled kind of frame, grabbing my one free arm, and I turn, and I'm going to do, as a bonus action, do Word of Healing and add a little bit to my buddy Aspen over there who's hanging by herself.
Okay, so Aspen, you get a little extra boost.
I'm hoping Aspen moves to flanking with me and has advantage on her attack.
Yes. I will definitely try to get there.
Okay. This is my last second level spell, but I'm gonna take my healing word and up it to second level because friends. Go.
Because friend. You know I got you.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
Only
some friend.
Wait, no. Like 5. Oh no, that's damage. What is this?
You only get
Okay, I rolled 2 1s.
3.
3.
3
Plus
points
the-
total. 4
plus
because
the
I
one.
used it. I used an entire
use it at
second
second
level
level?
spell to do 1 more point. That was the second level. Higher level spellcast was 1. So, thought that counts. All right,
Oh.
I'm distracted. That's why it was weak. And I'm going to move forward. I can move 40 because of my blade flourish, and I want to drive that thing into the blades.
Okay, so again, half move.
Let's
So
half
20
that.
feet forward. You can definitely, with 20 feet, you can get it pushed past Chenyar into the room, into the blades. They start to carve into it as you go into the room. All right.
Yeah, and I do literally yell. Here we go, 44.
Oh wait, does it take the damage from the blades on your turn, or on its turn?
It takes it, so if it gets
When it
moved
enters into the
it,
space?
it takes it then.
Understood. How
Yeah.
much
So
damage?
that-
10?
Yeah, so it takes the first one. Let's just add all together. No, 9 is the first one.
9 points of damage? Okay.
9 points. Yep. And that is my bonus and my move and my action, and I'm good.
Awesome. That was
And I'm
amazing.
screaming. How does that go?
Awesome. Yeah, so we see Volric pushing this thing into the room, letting out a cry as he does so, taking us to Aspen. Aspen, you see a lot of Sahuagin there in front of you, all getting ready.
Okay, I know what Shinyar told me, but did I just see Vorik take the thing and run away?
Yeah, pushing it into the room.
Yeah, but you
Well,
can
I
misty
can't-
step and then use your move.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I can only go half movement, so I will misty step into the room 30 feet.
Okay.
Right there. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead and move your token. I'll go ahead. Wherever you 30 feet.
Right there.
Yeah.
Am I within 5 or 10 feet?
You are you're not. Yeah, you're not within melee range, right? You would have to move 1 square.
Okay. I can't attack it with So I'm gonna do an Eldritch No, I'm gonna do a Toll the Dead
Okay.
as my action.
All right. Makes a wisdom save.
Yes, please. DC 16.
22. So it does not take effect. Is that your
Okay,
turn, Aspen?
Yeah, and I think I will use the rest of my movement to get into. Get into range of it.
Okay.
I
That's actually, you know what, Aspen, I'm so sorry. You technically were within melee range of it. Did you want to do melee, or are you still good with the Toll the Dead?
I can't cast another spell. I
Okay.
can't do inflict wounds, so
Got it.
yeah, I'll keep the Toll the Dead.
Okay, so yeah, go ahead and move yourself where you want to go, taking us to, as Aspen disappears in a cloud of bubbles and swims around towards this thing. Oh yeah, that's right, we were all, those of you without swim speeds, you are at half movement. That's where that was coming from. Thank you, Aspen, for staying honest there. All the Sahuagin, Aspen disappearing, looking around, they see a lone Duthine there, unarmed, as she's looking down at the spear. Eyes go wide, and they all go swarming down towards her. They get 40-foot movement speed. So actually, I think 2 of them are gonna swim past directly at you, Aize. So Duthine will make an unarmed strike, kind of desperately swinging out as they swim over her head. So I think it's just, I don't have it on her roll, but she hits. So she does, I think it's 4 damage. It's like 1 plus strength.
Yeah.
So 4 damage to one of them as she lashes out with a fist, clocking it. And then the other 2 come swimming in to Duthine. They don't actually need to get into flanking position, but they will. Alright, so let's start with Duthine, as these ones come in with their warhammers, raising them up. These are 4 attacks on Duthine, all at advantage.
She
That's
would
a
have had
hit.
the healing DM that I've been giving.
Oh, right, yeah. How much healing was it?
I had given 2 things of healing, and
Okay.
she would have been part of that because I can heal up
Yeah,
to
so
6
she
people.
so she was brought up to 8 with the first thing of healing, and then the second thing of healing was
9.
9. Okay, perfect. Thank you. That actually makes a big difference, because otherwise she would have been down. Okay, so 11 points to her. She is knocked back, still barely standing. The other swing comes in from this thing. Here we go. 16 hits, 5 points. Oh my god, just barely standing. And then the other one is gonna bring down the final 2. Definitely hits, and so she automatically fails 2 death saves as she is knocked to 0. And then immediately this Sahuagin just gets down and the jaw unhinges and it starts to lunge and bite into her. So she's at 1, it's a melee attack. So that is 2 death saves, I think, failed. So she is very close to dead. The other Sahuagin are on you, Aize. You have not taken any damage yet, right? Nope. Okay. So
Actually, I have from the stupid tentacle attack.
okay, so these are at advantage. Okay, here we go.
Shield though will be up.
So 21 is the only one that's probably high enough to hit. Does a 21 hit? All the others were like single digits.
Yeah, there's a single. Hold on, let me check my shield is for how much?
Gives you a +5.
20. Nope. Okay.
Okay, you only take two points of piercing damage as the Sahuagin comes swarming around you, trying to devour you there in the hall. Make a concentration check for me as you take that hit. Taking us to the other Sahuagin are caught in the whirlpool. I don't think they can do anything.
They can try to. Well, I'll tell you in a sec. It's
Constitution saving throw. You just need to get a 10 or higher. Yeah, this will actually change things. If you fail this save.
Hold on. I will use my luck.
Oh, good.
Oh my god.
My luck point. And I will re-roll.
Oh man, oh man.
Constitution, right?
Yeah.
Come on, buddy.
Yeah, that's better.
Oh.
Give it a 10.
Barely holding on. So yeah, I mean, they're caught. They're caught in the whirlpool as you are being attacked, and they are gonna try to make a strength save, I guess, to try to break free.
They can try to make a strength save to break 3. Otherwise, they take. Actually, I'm not sure if it's my turn or their turn. They take the damage. Hang on a
So
sec.
yeah,
You can
I
use
think
it
it's after they try to make their save. If they don't make it, they take another set of damage.
at a disadvantage because they're in there.
oh my god.
So D15 at a disadvantage.
So one of them remarkably saves with a 16, because there was a 16 and a 22. So one of them does get free, but do they still take damage?
No. If he gets out, he doesn't take damage. But the ones in there still take damage.
Okay, so yeah, go ahead and roll that damage as they're getting battered around.
So DM, you didn't roll any natural 20s, right?
No. For attacks?
Okay.
I did
Yeah.
technically roll a natural 20 on Duthine, but at that point she was already down, so it didn't actually matter. It was just
So the ones.
Okay, only because of my ability.
yeah. I mean, it was like a 20. Yeah, it wouldn't have. Yeah.
Okay.
So is that 10 points, Aize?
Yeah, that's 10 points.
Okay, and the one that broke free doesn't take like half damage. It just gets free.
I'll keep your card and use actions. It breaks out.
Okay.
But if still within 25. Well, if he's still within range of the vortex, it will have to make a save next round.
Okay. You know what? Since I did it, I'll just use those rolls, and I would have added. Okay, so it wouldn't matter. Okay, sorry. So one of them breaks free. Is it still at half move?
Yes.
Okay,
Well,
so it can only move 20 feet to get to there. And the other ones, all still swirling and stuck in the whirlpool, take 10 more points of damage. 2 of the Sahuagin barely are like clinging to life as they're being battered around. The other one still looks like it's kind of holding on. But this one pushes forward, gets 20 feet forward. I think it would get. I'll say it uses its action just to keep this simple. Uses the action to swim another 20 feet. And I think at this point it would have been able to swim at an angle where it would have popped out of the whirlpool. So it gets to there. That's as far as it can get. And the other ones are getting battered around. Taking us to Shifty at the top of the round. What would you like to do? You can see Volric pushing this thing into the room. All of your companions.
I can't see that, I don't think, unless the pillars... Because the pillar's blocking my vision.
I mean, yeah, you know that a lot is happening in the room. What would you like to do on your turn?
I'm going to run down here, so I'm 30 feet. Now, I can see past here, right? Because this is no longer there, this pillar.
You can whatever you can see on the map is what you see, because I removed the pillar that fell. So
the pillar still, I see a shadow here. That's why I'm asking.
That pillar did not get destroyed. It was this pillar down here.
Ah, okay. So, yeah, I don't see much. So I'm going to go actually... to this spot here as I run 30 feet.
Okay.
And I'm going to throw a dagger.
Okay, are you 20 feet away? You are not. So it would automatically miss because you are underwater.
20 to 60 feet, right? So that means in between.
So when you're underwater, if you do the second range increment, it automatically misses because it basically loses momentum. It can't actually go past the first range increment.
I'm going to use my dash function.
Yep, go for it.
And I believe that will get me all the way up to 30 feet here.
Awesome. Yeah, there you go. So now you can absolutely, you could do melee or dagger, whatever you want. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to use my dash function and then actually take out my rapier.
Okay.
And double check if I can do this. I believe I can. I think it's an extra for my boom and blade. That would be a casting time 1. So it's just a regular action.
Okay.
Can I still do it? I can still do an action, yes. So I'm going to go ahead and cast that.
Okay.
So I pull out my rapier and it sheathes itself in some energy, and it goes like this with some sneak attack damage as well.
And you have advantage on this attack. So you roll the 17. A 17 just hits as you manage to pierce just between one of those plates of chitinous armor poking through. All right. So what's the total?
And I didn't actually do the booming here. 1 second. I pushed the wrong one here, so let me go ahead and get the boom.
It's okay.
So it's 12 plus 8, so 20 points of damage.
Nice.
Yeah.
Plus a boom of thunder, 13 points of thunder damage.
Ooh, that is a big hit. Shoot! A bunch of tentacles just rip free, sending an inky cloud of ichor into the water. It's still barely holding its form together, but it's looking really messed up. All right.
Take that, you slimy thing.
So that was your turn, Shifty. It is now Brock's. It is now your turn. What would you like to do?
So this thing is barely holding on?
Barely, yeah.
Oh.
And it makes when does it get to... It loses the stun at the end of your turn?
Make sure.
Yes.
Yeah, at the end of my turn.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. It's such a brutal...
Stun it again! Stun it again!
I don't have any more key points. But I'm going to run at it, and I was going to heal, but that'll take my action, and I don't have time for that, so...
Fight it!
We're just going to beat it up again.
You're starting to see it, like, sort of extend out and regain its consciousness from that stun, like it's getting ready to unleash those tendrils once more.
Ugh. Lost a thing. All right.
Kill it with the rock!
I mean, I could try.
What are you gonna do, Brox? You are flanking with Chenyar right now.
Should I just charge at it and hit it, or should I do something stupid?
Charge at it and hit it. Well,
Charge at it
I don't
and
know.
hit it.
Something stupid might do more damage, but I don't know.
This is
People
probably
stuff that worked pretty well so far. I don't know.
I highly recommend
Fire hit.
damage. Damage.
All right, we're just gonna hit it really hard, hopefully. All right, attack 1. 25.
Definitely hits. Why don't? Yeah. Okay.
8 plus. Oh yeah, here we go. 12 points.
12 points. Okay. Go ahead.
Second attack.
Oh
27.
my goodness. Okay.
Okay, crit. A crit.
Here's the crit. Plus 4. So that's what? 15 more.
Uh huh.
Last attack. 23.
Yep.
9.
All right, Brox. That was your 2 attacks and your bonus, right?
Yep.
How do you kill this writhing mass of tendrils as you go swimming up towards it?
So if anybody's ever seen like Fight Club, you just watch him just hit until he just doesn't stop, and the Icker just starts shooting across. And it's not until he sees every single tendril drop to the ground that he stops. And even then, at the end, he just kind of wipes it off his face. Ugh. And then immediately plops down on the ground.
And you see Brox.
A free action to talk. So my character will see Brox just like beating the crap out of this thing, and then as he just continues to pummel it and it's already dead, she goes, Brox, it's dead. It's dead.
And
just like goes crazy.
Brox is
you got this. Yeah.
Brox is floating there in the middle of this inky cloud of ichor and tendrils that have all just gone limp. And in those final moments, all of you just hear, I will be back.
And we'll kill you again.
Goes limp. It is dead. However, there are still a lot of Sahuagin out in the hall. So Brox, as you go limp there with Chenyar trying to stop you from continuing to pummel this thing, you have one more round of your Hydra left. And that takes us to Aize. Let's wrap this combat up here because Aize's still in a pretty precarious situation. So, and Duthine. Duthine is Duthine's 1 hit away from dying and 1 failed death save away from dying. So, Aize, what are you doing on your turn? You just see all these Sahuagin swarming in around you. What would you like to do?
I can't save her. Hold on. If I grab her, if I were next to her and grabbed her.
Yeah.
Oh, I brought the water back. My movement rate is currently half.
Correct. And you dropped Alter Self, I believe? Oh, yeah, you would have had to.
Oh, I dropped that way back.
Yeah,
the concentration spell from way back. This sucks. Oh, well.
Hey, she might survive. She's got 1 round of death saves.
No, she won't.
I mean, you could pull her away. She won't take an attack of opportunity because it's not on her movement. It's you pulling her, but you might get attacks if you. I don't know where you're at.
Okay, Misty Step. Where are you going?
There.
Okay, so Aize, in a cloud of bubbles, appears in the room next to all of you. That was your bonus action. What would you like to do with your action?
And I say to her, I'm very sorry, my dear. If it's possible to bring you back, I will. And I drop the whirlpool here.
Oh. Oh, wow. Okay. So, so it appears and collects all of the Sahuagin up. So I think Duthine, she would automatically fail her strength save.
Yes.
Okay. And therefore she fails her final death saving throw. So
that's why I said I was sorry.
Yeah, of course, of course. So she unfortunately is pulled up into the whirlpool, goes limp with the cracking of bones, and the rest of the Sahuagin.
Everything in a 25-foot radius has to make a 16 save.
So I guess I'm fine with this. I think we'll just let this happen, but because it does say that the bottom is a 5-foot square, and as it goes up, but I think you should be able to. I would think you could kind of like. Right,
position it over her.
Yeah, well, like position it down so that the bot, like it starts wider. Can you do that or no? Do you know what I'm saying? Like
I
maybe.
imagine it starting. I don't know. It's your call, but I think even if it's at the 5-foot bottom. Hang on.
5 feet wide at the base, up to 50 feet wide at the top, 25 feet tall.
Still says it's 25 feet. Anything within 25
feet. Oh, nice. Oh, within 25. Okay, got it. Okay, yeah. No, you're fine. Okay. So they all make strength saves 25 feet from that point. So that'll be all the ones there. The other ones are actually okay. So here we go. This is 3 strength saves from the normal Sahuagin. Okay, yeah, 3, 7, 11. So they all fail. They all get pulled in. And then the Coral Smasher Sahuagins also fail. So they all fail. Go ahead and roll the damage as they're all pulled up into it.
10 points.
10 points. Oh, actually, this was a priestess, but I think she has the same... Yeah, she has the same strength, so she would have failed. Okay, so the priestess is immediately cracked against the stone and goes limp. So she's gone. The other ones all take 10 points as they're pulled into the whirlpool. And that was a tough choice, Aize, but that was a very good turn as you've blocked off that entry point, essentially, as they all get pulled into the whirlpool. Okay.
Did we rule that she's at the bottom of this whirlpool?
She's in the mess now. I mean, she got pulled up into it and is getting... So she's, unfortunately, she's gone. But she's just died, so it's up to all of you.
I got a minute to get to her.
Okay, Aize, that was your turn. My goodness. The unspeakable horror is dead, and the Salawagan priestess, she's dead. The other two... man, yeah, I mean, that is quite a mess you've made there, Aize.
Well, I had to block them off.
Yeah, no, hey, it was a good move.
So,
I'm just saying the Sahuagin are, like, frustrated.
So I would be able to maybe talk to Aize, right? Because it's his turn right now when he's going.
Sure.
Would I be able to say, can you move that whirlpool still so that I can get to her?
Yes, but she's caught in it. We're gonna have to wait until I can turn it off so you can go in there and kill all the Sahuagin that are damaged, and then we can retrieve our body. But that's it.
I have a minute to get to her, or else she's gone completely. I can revive
You'll be dead long before that. Don't worry.
All right, so...
Round 6 seconds long or 10 seconds?
6 seconds. So, here, this is what's gonna happen. Hold on, my measurements aren't working for some reason. Okay, so they can get up to there. All right, so they dash, swimming up the hall. I think it was about there. Let me double check. So they go swimming up. Yeah, there we go. Okay. These guys all are gonna dash around here. Oh no, it's not their turn. So actually this guy is still back here. Okay, Duthine is dead. Chenyar, so we're still technically in combat. Chenyar, what do you do on your turn? Yeah.
So quickly look around.
Okay.
Who looks the most injured to me? I'm pretty bad, but who looks really, really bad? Is that Brax?
I'll let the players speak for themselves.
I have 35 out of 44. I'm okay.
You're better than me.
17 of 66.
You're just one less than me. Anyone else that's really badly injured?
Well, if I have a turn or a action, I'll be good here in a minute.
I'm pretty sure I sprained
you
my...
can heal yourself? Rax? Okay. Shifty?
I think I sprained my wrist. I have 1 point of damage.
Okay. How about you, Aspen? You can heal yourself, and I think you're good. Are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. So, Chinyar is going to then cast healing on herself. She'll do that at 2nd level. Okay, awesome. We have 14.
All right. So awesome. So Chenyar, you cast the healing power on yourself, sealing up some of those wounds.
I also want to move as my bonus action.
Okay.
I want to move my spiritual weapon.
Okay.
Because
It's this little purple orb here. You should be able to move it.
Oh, cool. So I want to move it close to the door so that when these things come in. But I'm also going to be looking behind us, because I feel like they may come from another angle.
Okay.
So I'd like to get a perception roll, if you're allowing that at all, to make sure I don't see any movement behind us.
Sure. Go ahead and roll a perception roll. Well, you know what? Sorry. Perception roll, it would be an action.
Okay.
Yeah. So, sorry, but you're looking in that direction. If nothing's sneaking,
Yes.
you will see it.
Okay.
Okay. So you're looking up that way as your spiritual weapon, the shadow blade, moves into position over the door. That was Chenyar's turn. Volric, you are up. What would you like to do?
I'm going to go ahead and do a full movement into the vortex and try and grab our dead friend.
Wow. Okay. So I believe go ahead and make a strength saving throw. Yeah, when you enter the vortex, strength saving throw. 15. That actually fails Aize's spell save DC unless you have something to boost that up by 1.
I don't have that healing anymore, so no. I just take the damage.
Go
But
ahead.
it looks like every round after that, I can use an action to get out.
Yes, you can. So you, what's your movement speed? 40?
No, it's 30 when I don't attack.
Okay.
So nice.
So you get to here, and then suddenly are wrenched up into the vortex, and you start slamming into the other Sahuagin and the stone wall. Aize, I believe you rolled a 10 for damage, so go ahead and take that 10 points. Yeah, 10 points of damage. It is bludgeoning damage, Volric, so...
7, okay.
Okay, because you have your heavy armor thing. So, get slamming into it. And,
Aren't you a giant, Ulrich?
Oh, is there something about size
You have
large
advantage.
creatures?
Is that what it says?
Yeah, you have advantage on strength saves and checks.
But he's not in his normal state.
Oh, no, okay, you're right. So I didn't realize that... I thought it was just athletics. Okay.
He only has disadvantage on attack rolls, not saves and
Oh, okay,
checks.
then you get another roll.
Okay, let's see, Volric, if you have advantage on strength saves, go for it.
I'll take it.
So unfortunately pulled up into the vortex and you start getting slammed around the walls and stuff, but you are in the vortex, and you can see bodies swirling around you.
I'll be trying to keep my eye on her body so I can grab it next round before I take off.
Okay, do you want to do anything with your action?
Oh yeah, well I'm gonna try and grab her if I can.
Okay, go ahead and make that athletics check.
Okay. So
And I'm gonna say this, Volric, because it says when you're in the vortex you have disadvantage on strength athletic checks. So this would be, I guess, a straight roll for you because you're in your giant form.
Yeah, sounds good. Here we go.
Nice. Yeah, we'll just keep it to Aize's DC. So with a 17, you whip your arm out. What does it look like as you catch Duthine?
Yeah, so he's banging up against him, and he's basically kind of shelled up with his heavy armor master to absorb as much damage as possible. Shield's on my back, and I'm watching. As soon as I see her come out, both my hands shoot out and just pull her into me and continue to kind of whirl around until my next turn.
Awesome. So we have a freaking like Mario Kart shell spinning around in there, but you reach out and grab onto her and pull her in tight. Okay, that was Volric's turn.
Bonus action.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, she's already dead.
Oh,
right?
she is dead. Yes.
And
unfortunately.
You gotta bring her to me.
And I don't do anything for that bonus action. That's it.
Okay. That takes us to Aspen.
Yeah. Shinyar, are you still pretty bad, or are you okay?
Let me see where I'm at. I'm less than 2/3.
Okay, so I will move my 15, come up behind Shinyar and cast Cure Wounds on her
Awesome.
at a 2nd level.
Okay. The wounds.
She gets another 14.
Excellent.
She looks at you and smiles gratefully. Thank you.
I give her a smile back, and I will quicken that, and I will cast Eldritch Blast on the two in front behind Volric.
Okay, yeah, go for it. Roll your attacks, yeah.
Okay, first attack. 19. Oh, I don't know why I still have blessed on. Sorry.
That's okay.
19 to hit.
That hits.
And the second attack. That misses.
Roll another attack roll for me.
Okay.
That is a natural one.
Okay.
You rolled 2 natural ones? Wow. So, Volric, as you were tumbling around inside there, an Eldritch Blast narrowly goes flying past you and slamming into the wall behind you. But the one Sahuagin that you targeted is like blasted open. It's almost like a depth charge inside of this whirling vortex. There's just a and then you see red start to swirl inside like a blender. All right.
And that is all I can do.
Okay, excellent. So that one is gone. That takes us to the Sahuagin. So they all. So I looked it up. Chris, I was looking up the wording. They would have technically taken the damage, I think, on their turn. Because when a creature enters... Oh, no, for the first time. They entered it. Okay, got it. Okay, so go ahead. Roll the damage. They are going to try to break free. So first they make a strength saving throw. So here we go. They will make their strength save. That is a failure on that Sahuagin. I need to, like, move a bunch of stuff around. Jeez. Okay, and then these two make their strength save. Boom. Boom. They... Okay, one of them fails. One of them succeeds. Let's see what the damage is. Uh, 11 points. And it does say they do take half damage if they succeed, so... 11 points. Oh my goodness. Okay, one of them is barely hanging on. The other one looks pretty rough, and this one only takes 5. And then they're all going to try to use their... Actually, you know what? Yeah. Screw it. They're just gonna try to start stabbing into Volric, who's in there with them, trying to take Volric down. So Volric, you are damaged, right?
Yeah. So they get advantage.
They get advantage. I don't think there's anything about disadvantage on attacks when they're in there, so here we go. So that is... Both of those miss. The spear just glances off your armor. Here come the Warhammers as they try to swing into you. Here we go. Okay, so 24 to hit, so you take 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay. You said there was one that was almost dead, right?
Correct.
Okay, so as that one, the 8 points of bludgeoning damage comes at me, my cloud rune on my armor glows, and the hammer kind of almost disappears inside my chest, and then a portal appears, and it hits the hurt one for 8 points of damage instead.
Instantly, the portal appears next to its head, and its head just caves in. It is destroyed. So that one is dead.
Impressive.
And then Volric, the other two other 3 attacks, one of them was a 10, so that misses. The other 2 are both 20s, dirty 20s. Does that hit?
21 armor class.
21 armor. Oh my goodness! So, boom, boom, bouncing off the armor as they're swirling around in this cloud. All the other Sahuagin start swimming to try to get into position. So. And there. Okay. That is their turn. Shifty, it is now your turn. What are you going to do on your turn?
All right, well, let's see here. He is probably going to. He doesn't see anything behind him. He's probably going to go forward here, swimming. Let's see here. Here we go. 15, 20, 30 feet. So he's going to swim right here.
Okay.
This is in a vortex, right?
No, it's because it goes up. So.
Okay. So yeah, he's going to swim up to here. And then use the water that's in the thing and just create unless it doesn't work, I believe it is because it's magical, creates another ice knife.
Another ice knife. Okay, cool.
And uses the magical propulsion to just, he goes, here we go, shatter him. And he just throws it right down here.
Got it. Go for it. Make your attack roll.
Then double check that I can go that far here. I believe it's a 30 feet.
If it's 30 feet, then you're
Perfect.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's perfect. Okay,
Awesome.
Here we go. Get to the right screen here and shatter him. Ice knife.
Okay. 14. That just hits. Okay.
Woo.
So what's the damage?
So, the damage is 6. That's no 16 because that's sneak damage. So 7 piercing damage plus 8 cold damage.
Okay. So yeah,
cold
that.
damage applies to this one here.
Mhm.
To the 2 of them beside it.
Yeah. So there's only one left. Because when the ice knife strikes the one that you targeted, it goes and sinks into its chest, and then once more, like almost like Aspen's, but in an icy form, it explodes and it kind of freezes mid-split. And ice shards go flying out towards the other one, which got a natural 20 on its dex save, so it'll take half of the cold damage, so 4 points of cold damage to that one. But this one is killed. All right. Shifty, that was awesome. That was your action. Do you still want to move or bonus action?
Yeah, I'm going to take a bonus action and move out of the range of this thing here.
Okay, cool. Awesome. So you've dash, swim off to the side. Okay, we're just about at the end of the show here, so let's end it with Brox. Brox, what would you like to do on your turn?
He's going to bring down the rest of the roof, I bet.
I thought about it, but I'm not going to. I'm not completely ready to do that just yet. So I'm going to move to this pillar over here.
Okay.
So that I have line of sight on that door up here.
Got it.
And then you're just going to kind of see me close my eyes for a minute, and I'm going to activate, what is this feature?
Ooh.
Wholeness of body.
Okay.
So as an action, I can regain 21 health.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
So
I'll do that too.
Me too.
All right. So as you focus in regaining your health and your stamina as you focus in on that door, is that the end of your turn, Brox?
it'll be the end of my turn.
Okay, and you lose the arms,
Yep.
the Hydra. And as we're wrapping up our show here, as Volric is clutching on to the limp body of Duthine being spun around, Aize, you can see your friend up in there in the vortex, all of the other creatures and bodies getting smashed around, and you can continue to hear the sound of the war horns reverberating through the fortress, as whatever is happening up above and below, the assault is in full force at this point. Those of you with high enough perception, probably 15 or higher passive, you are starting to hear the distant sounds of metal clanging against metal. There is a large fight happening all around you. All right, with that, we're going to end the show there, and we will see what happens next time. Aize, you get to kick us off when we start off next episode. Thank you, everybody, so much for joining us tonight. This was, I had a blast. I hope you all had a lot of fun, and can't wait to see you next week. Next week will probably be James, it'll probably be your last episode with us. We'll see how it goes. You know, we are getting close to our next special guest that's going to be joining us, so we're kind of like, we'll see how this all turns out. But yeah,
It's a U.S. holiday on next week, isn't it?
next week is a holiday. I hadn't scheduled a day off for that day. Let us talk offline and figure that out. But for now, plan to see us next week. All right. Bye, everybody.